Hello there everybody and welcome to the second Planet Zoo live stream. I hope you all can hear me and I think everything is working, and I really hope everything is working from what I can see down below. That yes, it seems that everything is going according to plan. I was a little bit rushed for time here to get everything set up, but we are ready to carry on with small beginnings. And this is the little zoo that we started last week. This week we are going to be carrying on with it. I've got some ideas for the butterfly houses. You'll see in a moment that I have continued building a little bit. Just a little bit. I'll just catch you up to where we are now with what we have got. So let's just quickly pause the zoo here. So last time we managed to have our first little exhibit, of course, here, the puff adder exhibit. And if we go in here and we look at our lovely puff adders, we should be able to see, there we go, there's one of our lovely little puff adders, and there's another one. Oh, and there's another one basking on the rocks right over there. Oh, I love these snakes. Wouldn't it be great to be bitten? Oh, wow, there are way too many of them. Okay, yeah, social health, we are going to have to sort this out. We're going to have to get rid of them somehow. Okay, so we've got puff adders, we've got lots and lots of puff adders. Okay, anyway, we also managed to make a little exhibit here with both Timon and Pumbaa in here. Oh my word, look at all the little babies. Ah, they're so cute. They're adorable. So it seems our meerkat family has decided that they want to have all the babies, so we are going to have to sort this out as well. And then of course we've got our warthogs over here as well, also with babies. All the animals in here are just going crazy. So I think pretty soon we are going to have to just sort out some of the animals over there. Hello there, Ozzy. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could also make it. Meow, I saw you were in the chat earlier. If you are here, hello there. Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. Hello. And welcome to this stream as well. So, yeah, hello. We are back. And of course, we've got our peacock exhibit here. Oh, of course, the peafowl also have babies. If we can just look behind all the people. There we go. There's the little one. Oh, they are such adorable creatures. I'll tell you a little bit later about one of my experiences with baby peafowl. But anyway, so this is, of course, the last exhibit we built. There are some things we need to sort out. I think they need... Well, there was something they still needed. I think food or water or something along those lines. And then, of course, we've got our okapi over here. The weirdest giraffe relative alive today. Well, one of very few giraffe relatives alive today, but definitely the weirdest by far. The little short-necked giraffe. Well, the closest we're going to have to a short-necked giraffe. And then we also had our butterfly house over here. Now, the butterfly house, well, the butterfly houses have been expanded slightly. So this is the one we had previously, and I have now got this one, I think only for the European peacock. There's one right up there, so that's the only one we have in this one. It was getting a little bit too crowded, and I thought, you know what, we're actually going to have exhibits for each of the different species. So going in here, we have the exhibit that is going to be for the blue. No, this one is for the blue. So this one is for, there we go, the Menelaus blue morpho. Morpho melanaus, I believe, is the species name of that, or the scientific name. But there they are. Relatively dull color on the underside, because that is camouflage, and then looking from the top side, brilliant iridescent blue color. Really very beautiful butterflies. And the idea is that each of these exhibits will now be themed according to which butterfly we have in here. So we've got, this one is now the Central and South American theme. That first one is going to be European theme, and then we're going to have to do something about this one and this one. These two butterfly houses we still need to sort out. So I guess that is where we were last time. Oh, and I have also, if I could just wee over here, I've also expanded a little bit with the buildings here. They were just empty little shells with the shop in there. I've built some nice little gardens alongside. Just a memento, the curio shop basically over here. And I like the idea of a rooftop garden, and so I've put in a bit of a rooftop garden at the top here. And then same here with Pizza Pen. There we go. So Pizza Pen also now has got the logos over there, and then a little garden at the top here. And because this is a pizza place, a pizza restaurant, I've decided to not have the normal square roof garden there, but instead a bit of a pizza quarter. I have not yet worked on the Monsieur Fritz one, and I have not yet worked on the street fox coffee, the street fox coffee. I have not yet worked on those rooftop gardens, nor on the little side gardens there, but we're going to do that as we go along, either today or between now and next week. You may have a little surprise when we start our next episode then. So first things first, we need to make sure that the animals have got their social welfare ready. Now, the puff adders here would really be more solitary creatures. They don't really get together unless they are either mating or fighting for mates, and normally you'll just find one slithering across the road. So how many have we got in here? 10. Yeah, that's about 8 too many. So let's have a look whether any of them, I don't think any of them are prize-winning individuals, which means we are going to just randomly get rid of some of the older ones. So that is a nice young adult. That's a young female. This is an old one. There's another older one there. We're just going to have one male and one female. Unfortunately, they're technically going to be related to one another. Amina and Amira. Interesting, the name choices there. We also have we're going to have Amir as the young male, and then the older males, Salim. That was the original, the father, I believe, was Salim. That one is now also going out. So we're going to have Yusra as the female, and we're going to have Amir as the male. So those we are going to send to the trade center, and we can then either use them in future zoos, or we can actually just let's see whether we can actually... I don't think we can release them into the wild. You see, these are all the butterflies that still need a home. There are way too many. Oh, there are way too many. Okay, let's reset all filters. I believe somewhere there's going to be puff adder. Okay, let's sort according to species. Let's go down to the puffies. Actually, I think they may be at the top. I think this is now alphabetical from Z. Yeah, there we go. Oh, these ones are actually... gold star ones. Oh well, we are going to take all of them, and we can't release them into the wild. Let's see whether we can release any. That is a quick trade. I don't think one can release the exhibit animals into the wild. Would have been great. So let's just say that these puff adders are going to other zoos. They're going to form part of breeding programs there, and then those individuals, those zoos are going to release them into the wild, hopefully without interbreeding them. Okay, so yeah, let's get rid of our puff adders. That means we'll have technically a related male and female in here, but we're not going to worry too much about that now. It's not so much an issue in the exhibit animals as it is in the wonderful habitat animals over here. So in here, I believe also the animals, there are 13 meerkats and 4 warthogs. Let's have a look here. Warthogs, how are you guys feeling? Enrichment, we need to do something about the enrichment. Okay, but socially, you guys are all okay. Okay, that's great. Now, let's have a look here. In terms of the other ones, the meerkats here, how are you guys feeling? Enrichment you need. Social, it's still alright. Okay, so we do not have to worry about them yet. These animals here, the peacocks or the peafowl, how are you all feeling? Enrichment, we need to do something about that. Nutrition. Quality was moderate quality. Yeah, you guys can't be too fussy, man. You're getting some food. I think I did put in food and water in here after I ended the last stream. Hydration is still fine, and the cleanliness is also okay. That may have been the issue. Maybe the water... No, the water in this exhibit is being filtered. That's fine. The water in that exhibit is being filtered. Not that there is any water there, but anyway, let's have a look here. I think everything, in other words, is actually sorted, which means we can either start working on the little exhibit over here for one of our other butterfly species, or we can start a new exhibit. So in the chat, do feel free to drop down and drop in what you would like to see me actually build. And we've got a lot of space, as you can see here, lots and lots of space that we can work with in order to make a nice exhibit. There is one animal that I really really want to put in. And I'm not sure whether we can actually get them for a reasonable price. And that is Ornithorhynchus anatinus, the platypus. Ah, okay, so there is a female and there is a male. These guys are probably, yeah, the immunity. Oh man, that's shot to goodness. This one is actually a good one. I think we're going to adopt that female. Then we're going to wait for a male to come on board. This one's actually a good one. Man, do we want to... This is... Oh, that's from Frontier Zoo. That's an animal the game has thrown out there for us to potentially adopt. This is a one from someone's zoo, Eurishka Zoo. That one's quite a good one. This one is a poor one. I mean, you can just see orange all the way around. And that female there is also not the best. This female is actually quite good, but we are going to take this male. We're going to bite the bullet, and we're going to adopt that. So now we have a male and a female waiting for us, and we need to make a nice exhibit for them. Oh my word, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about a platypus in this game. Okay, so what we're going to do, we need to have, because they're aquatic or semi-aquatic creatures, we need to have some kind of underwater viewing area. And I've got an idea of what I want to do for that. But let's have a look here. Platypus. Yeah, there are so many animals we can still make. Let's just go down a little bit. And then we've got platypus over here. How much do you need? Of course, they are from Eastern Australia. Species data, you can have 1, 2, 3. That's fine. They are fine with humans. Interesting. But you don't want people actually... Oh, you can have guests entering the habitat. These guys are venomous. You don't want people going into the habitat with the... Well, I guess, I was going to say, I guess if people don't catch the platypus, then they're not going to get, envenomated by the males there. But knowing kids, they're most likely going to go, ooh, Fluffy, Perry the platypus, and go and try to catch it. So we don't want people actually entering our platypus habitat, so we're not going to let them. We are going to let them look below the water at this amazing creature. And above water, I also want an above water viewing area. So let's say we are going to put in 2 adults. We need, that's not a lot of area. Deep water requirement, we are going to have nice deep water for them. Yeah, we are going to make a nice little habitat. I'm wondering where we should make that. Because people will come in here. They're going to walk here this side. If we put another exhibit on this side, the water will be cleaned by that one there. Yeah, the water... Yeah, if we build the exhibit here, the water will be cleaned by that filtration station over there. The solar... sorry, that's the solar will reach it. Okay, water filtration? Yeah, water filtration will also reach. Great stuff. So, I think if we build the platypus exhibit on this side, a little bit to this side, have people walking... I'm wondering... No, I don't think... I'm wondering whether we could make an underground tunnel, basically, and have the exhibit over the people. That could potentially work, but no, let's not make it too complicated. I'm not that good at it. Ah, hello there, Hans. Welcome to the chat. I'm trying to think. I wonder whether there are Canadian geese in here. Let's have a look here. Canada, Canadian. Let's have a look. Well, I can't seem to search. Let's have a look here. Canadian geese. Have we got it? No, we've got emu nowadays. But they must have Canadian... No, they don't have Canadian geese. Unfortunately, no cobra chickens. The best we can give you is a very angry Australian in the form of the emu. That's the closest we're going to get, I guess. But I'm afraid no Canadian geese, it seems, in the game here. We can have flamingos, the flamboyant chickens, but we can't have the cobra chickens, I'm afraid. Right, so I think let's get to work making this... let's get the path sorted first. Now, I want people to be able to go down, and I want people to walk over and actually look. So on the one side, go down into the area and actually look at the glass and look at the animals there. And on the other side, actually go across, walk above the platypus and look at them from above. That's the idea. That's the idea I'm playing with at the moment. So let's have a look. We're going to carry on with this pathway. We're going to go for 8 meters. But first, what I need to do is actually go sink a section into there. Moose. I think we have got moose. Let's just double check and see whether we can have moose in here. We're going to... Yeah, we can. We can put your second choice in there, Hans. We're going to have moose in... I think after the platypus, we're going to put in some moose to have a look at as well. They are really terrifyingly big. I've never seen one in real life, but looking at where they stand against vehicles, yeah, they just a little bit oversized. A little bit oversized. Let's have a look here. What I'm going to do, I need... Oh, here we go. Terrain. We are going to stamp. Let's do the stamping. Let's go cube and let's go... Yeah, go down. And let's make it this shape. Just trying to think how on earth we are going to make this. We're going to have it like that. Just sculpting a little bit so that people in this area can actually look at it. Yeah, that should work. Look at it nice and underground viewing area. Then let's get height a little bit lower. Bring it in here. Wait, wasn't there a... There's a slope. There's a ramp. I knew there was something new put in. Let's just bring it down. And let's bring this up to 16 meters again. I haven't played this in so long, but I knew there was something put in that would make life a little bit, well, almost a little bit easier. If we know how to use it, it's a little bit easier. And I think I need to... Oh, no, there's no random look at rotation. Okay. You make it like that. There we go. That would work. Okay. And then let's make it on this side. Okay. That would work nicely. Then we can actually just smooth this out a little bit. Just a little bit. Just going to smooth this nicely. And that means that people will now be able to come along this path, go down, view everything, and then go up there. That is going to be the idea. We're just going to also flatten to foundation here. Flatten to foundation. Let's just hollow this out a little bit. Just so that we can actually have the area nice for the glass. Just smooth this out a little bit as well. I think I accidentally destroyed the ramp there, but anyway. Yeah, from what I've heard, it's like hitting a moose is like hitting an elephant. You think you're okay, you're driving along nicely, and the next moment you just lose yourself and your car in the process of hitting the moose over there. I think let's make this, let's just get it like that, and if we play around here, this would work. There we go. What I want is it to actually go down. Actually, come to think of it. There we go. If we make it like this, and actually go up, 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 up. Come on, give me stairs. There we go. There we go. J. Just trying to figure out how on earth, because the stairs are even worse. There we go, like that. Okay, this is not how I anticipated it, but I guess this is going to work. People are going to have a little ramp and then go wee down. Okay, so we're going to have that. That is how it is going to work now. Whether people anticipate that that is how it's going to work or not, that is how it is going to work. No, we need more stairs up. There we go. Let's go. Oh, I am doing all kinds of nonsense over here. There is a setting. I need to make a setting. Path supports. Then doesn't matter. Can make curved slopes. We're going to have. I always get confused with what all these different settings are. Let's go look. Flatten terrain. Oh, now I've actually moved it way up. There we go. There. That should work. Okay. Now at least we have a ramp. We've got a viewing section and we have another ramp up. And now that means we can put in the barrier. So barriers. We need something. We will have nice glass. I think for now, let's just go with a boring old concrete. That is how it is going to be for now. We're going to have no windows yet. We are going to set... not that. Adjacent heights. Doesn't matter. I just saw the table rocking on my right hand side, and it's just because Memphis has decided that he is going to jump up on top of the table next to me here. Flat top and editable bottom. Flat top. Post lengths vary to keep top of barrier flat. That, I think, is the one we need. Okay, and we're just going to go like this. Go down. Yeah, that is the one we need. And then we are going to make it nice and curved over here. As close as we can. And then that means that people will now be able to have a nice look at our wonderful, weird Australian platypus. Let's just make it a nice little exhibit. We're going to put in a nice bunch of water for it. A nice little forested side area next to the river that it's technically living in. Going to go like that. And then we're going to just put in a habitat gate so that the staff can actually come in here. Nice little path. Let's make it a little staff path like that. There we go. Okay. Tall enough, it tends to hit the windshield and not the bumper. Well, what we have in South Africa is not quite as bad as a moose. We have got something that is quite bad. I'm trying to think whether we have it in the game yet. We may actually have it. I don't think we've got the proper one. No? I thought we had kudu in here. Don't we have kudu? No, we don't have kudu. We've got nyala, which is close enough. It's why like that. So what we have in South Africa would be like the kudu or the nyala over here. We've got kudu, which are like nyala on steroids. Both the same genus, the Trogylopha's genus. Angasia is the nyala over here, and I think Streptoceros is the kudu. But they basically have horns that can twist 3 times. Massive horns that they've got on their heads. And what they tend to do is they're mostly active nighttime, especially in areas where they're hunted. And they're also active early mornings. And when people are driving around at night or in the early mornings, they tend to graze next to the road. And then people will drive up and they see the lights and they try to jump over the lights of the vehicle. And then they just jump straight into your windshield or on top of your car. And many people are killed every year by that happening, where the kudu will jump on top of the will either get hit or jump into the front of the car or onto the top of the car. Quite hectic when that happens. Now let's have a look here. We can smooth out this section over here just a little bit. Let's just see what it looks like with water before we do anything else. It's calculating. That's a nice bit of water over there. Okay, if we select this, and we're going to edit the actual barrier in a moment, but I want to see one-way glass, that would work. And if we just go in here into explore mode, we're walking up, and we're going down, and then we have the chance to see the platypus over here. Sunny area this time of day, which is, I don't know what time it is. It's, well, 11 in the morning. And then nice and shady in this section over here. Yeah, Memphis will be very happy no matter how big or small the enclosure is. As long as he has enough food, he is a very, very happy camper. I'm not particularly fond of this barrier. We are going to just choose everything. We're going to change it to something. I know the concrete is not necessarily better, but it does look slightly better for this section. What we can actually do all along here, I really, really like the log fences. It just seems more natural. And I know one can make with rocks and everything. You can make a whole very nice barrier, but it's going to take the whole evening just to do that. And then we still haven't seen anything in particular. So here we are going to put up a nice little signboard. We're going to have nice displays over here. Let's quickly make an exhibit that the platypus will be happy to be in. So we are going to put in some plants. We don't need any blueprints. We're going to go for continent Australia. Oceania, that's close enough. Oceania, that's all right. That's going to be Australia, Papua New Guinea, Indonesia. Well, maybe not Indonesia. That's more the Malayan biogeographic region. But that's Oceania. All those islands, Tonga, and those types of places will also be in Oceania. Let's just have a look here. The platypus. What biome it prefers? I know it obviously prefers rivers or streams. It's aquatic, it's tropical, grassland, and temperate. Yeah, I figured it would be somewhere in between. They're mostly found in tropical, overgrown streams, and that's what we are going to simulate here. In actual fact, what would make it even better is if we put in rough water, like that. Because now, when the light shimmers over it, it's going to actually look a bit more like a stream. Let's just pause again. Oh yes, yeah. The kudus would have been the kudu horns would have been quite a prominent thing to actually display. I mean, lots and lots of farms in the Karoo region, in the arid interior of South Africa. You'll find kudu horns on the gates or on the people's pickup trucks, on the bumpers. They've got the kudu horns. I think to some extent it's a status symbol. It's like, look, we have kudus. But yeah, they are quite impressive. Let's have a look here. What have we got in terms of rocks? I want to make a little waterfall actually splashing into the one side here. We need some rocks. We don't want desert. Biome wise, we want grassland, temperate, or tropical, or aquatic. One of those. I am very much liking mossy rocks, but we need a big one. There we go. This could work. Twist this around. Put it in there. We can have a little waterfall on this side. That'll be great. Put another little one over here. We're just going to be building up some rocks on this side. Put everything, lump it all together. Small ones, big ones, some of them in between. That's going to look lovely. This one I think we should have a little bit more like that, sunk in. There we go. And then that one could work. Yeah, that looks lovely. If we could have some ferns on there, that's going to look really natural. The whole idea here is that this is going to be a very, very wet area. And of course, whenever you have wet areas, you'll have things like mosses growing. And of course, it is that typical trope of, or that there is that misinformation that if you are ever lost in the forest, you just follow the moss. Moss always grows on the, well, if you are in the northern hemisphere, it grows on the north side of the tree, and in the southern hemisphere, the southern side of the tree. But yeah, it just grows in any wet area it possibly can find. So it will grow in the northern hemisphere, it will grow in both the north and the south side of the trees, and in the southern hemisphere, it will also grow on both sides. Not particularly fussy about growing in any particular area. We're going to have a nice flat rock, I think, over here. This is going to have, or form, a bit more of a ledge like that. Technically, the platypus will use their very sensitive mouths, or the beaks. They can actually pick up electric signals. And any fish hiding in here, they actually would technically swim around and put their little mouths in, or their noses in there, and pick up any electrical currents secreted by the fish, for example, over there, or released by the fish, and they would be able to pick them up and snag them in these little nooks and crannies. So technically, that would be a nice little foraging area for them. We're going to just, I think, let's put in this little rock over here. Yeah, it just stands out, a little bit of unevenness there as well. Let's put in a little step, just because we can. Yeah, that could look lovely. A little waterfall bubbling over there. Okay, let us then go here. Visual effect. It's technically one we can put in. We can technically put in a waterfall that looks like this, and then just close it up with rocks. That could look nice. I think we're going to do that. Because the appearance, I mean, that looks lovely. We're going to do that. I think if we have another one, let's just lower down like this. That's also going to be, I think that's going to look quite cool. So let's just quickly find some rocks, squash it up there. Let's go twist it like this, twist it like, no, not like this way, that, oh my word, okay. What way do you want to twist? That way, there we go. And then just bring it in. That is going to hide that part over there quite nicely. And if we can then just have, oh, this is perhaps a bit too big, but we're going to have that rock over here, I think. Let's put that over here. Right, there we go. So I really hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend thus far. Here in South Africa, we've got a nice long weekend. It was Freedom Day on, 2 days ago. Thursday, it was Freedom Day. And that was when our first democratic elections took place in 1994. So we'd say public holiday. That was a little bit more, there we go, more like that. And then on Monday, so in 2 days' time, we are celebrating Workers' Day, which is the day we don't work. Because why not? So that, I think that's coming along nicely. And if we can just have another little rock perhaps over here. I just lift it up like that. Maybe twist it around. That should work. And so this is a very, very nice long weekend for us here in South Africa. And it's giving me a bit of time to also relax and catch my breath again for a change. It's been a while. Here we are. Let's have a look. X and X to twist. Bring this up like that. Going to hide the wall, or that side wall over there, and I think the cladding like this is also going to be quite nice. And then of course we can just put a whole bunch of plants on there, but the appearance is, I think, quite nice if we also put in some splashes. Let's have a look here. We are going to look for, I think, splash. Yeah, there we go. What does this one look like? This one could work. I think I just actually, yeah, it went up. Whoa, it's too far down. Still getting used to all the controls over here. We can just put splashes like that. Just a little bit like that. That's going to be quite nice. Yeah, I think that... nah, maybe not. There should be waterfall is another one I think we can also use. Let's have a look here. Bottom 10 meters. No, I think that's too big. 5 meters. You see, this is more when it actually hits the water. So I think we're going to have to go with splash. Just to make it look nice. Let's see what medium looks like. It gives that appearance, but I want a proper splash. Like that. And I think let's have a nice splash in the center here. And we can make it a nice little... We can put some rocks in there. Smallish rock. No, that's not a smallish rock. That's a big rock. That's a big rock. One of these bound to be small. There we go. There's a smaller one. Ah, that's a nice small one. Let's put that one in here. Just so that it looks like it's splashing over that particular rock. And we can take the same rock and just twist it a little bit to give it appearance that the water is also splashing on that rock over there. And just turn it a little bit more to this side and bring it down and put that in there. And that's our first little waterfall. Now, of course, that's part of the exhibit done. We really need to put a nice big thing in here. Now, we can put baobab in. I don't think that's going to really fit the theme here. Baobabs, there are so many different species. I think there's 6 species on Madagascar, 1 in Australia, and 1 in Africa. Oh, about to have offspring. So apparently the peafowl are breeding again. So I forgot that we are not on paused anymore. So, okay, you see, there they are. They are thirsty, which means that we need to... I think we need to put in a water bowl still. Before we do anything else, let's quickly sort that out, shall we? Species, Indian peafowl. Indian peafowl. I think they can take most water bowls. That's a food bowl. Let's go for a large water bowl. Because there are a lot... Let's actually go for the large water trough. Because there are so many people here. So many peacocks, sorry. Peafowl in here. We may as well go for the big water trough. Yeah, that is a water trough. I thought, okay, well, maybe I accidentally put in a animal feeding trough, but it is a water trough. Okay, anyway. So in terms of the baobabs, there are many different species. One in Africa, the African baobab, very original, Adansonia digitata. And that one does look very much like this. But there are also, I think, 6 species on Madagascar. That's where most species occur. And then there's maybe 2 in Australia. I've got the suspicion there are 9 species of baobab, but they wouldn't be growing right next to the water. So they would not fit in with this theme that we've got going here. Basket fern, they could, if we put it on as a line to surface, and we put them like this, they could really give a nice little atmosphere here. The ferns are, again, yeah, especially for Nicola, because she loves ferns. And we have now also acquired a nice big staghorn fern, compliments of Ozzy. Thanks, Ozzy. He is, that little fern is, well, I say little, that big staghorn fern is growing very nicely. It's been put next to the water feature we've got outside in the shade. It is looking quite happy. Ooh, bracken. Oh, I'll talk about bracken in a moment, a little bit later. Let's just go and actually put in some cattails. Now, cattails, the Typha species, they really would grow in a variety of wetland environments. You often find them growing along the water courses. So we're just going to put in some here as well. Of course, the tips here that looks like, well, that look like corn dogs, you can actually look quite well at them here. There we go. So these little wild corn dogs, obviously don't bite into them. They are really, really horrible to actually bite into. But this would be where the seeds would be produced. So after flowering, they've got these, the flowers themselves are not very prominent flowers. They're basically dull colored flowers. But this would be the spike that the flowers are in. And then they form these fluffy tips here. And then from the tip here, the seeds actually ripen and then would be dispersed. And you'll find that there where it's lighter colored, those are the seeds that are ready to be blown away by the wind. And of course, wind dispersal is great, but those seeds can also end up in the water. And then of course, when the water currents can take them to a variety of areas. So we're going to put a whole bunch of cattails or Typha in here, bulrushes they're also called. And we're just going to put them all kinds of shapes. So it doesn't look like we just put 3 together. And we're going to have a little bit of an inlet here where the platypus can technically come into this little area and swim around in their nice little pool. We're not going to put any palms, but yeah, we are going to put in some mangroves. I don't think mangroves would really grow where they are, but we are going to go for mangroves because of these roots that we've got here that really would give it a nice appearance. This would be great. Technically, the platypus would really be swimming around in here, delving amongst these so-called pneumatophores, or these air roots that they have, to look for some things to eat, some invertebrates and little crabs and fish and more crustaceans like the what's its names, the prawns and those types of things. They would be feeding on that, and they'll be feeding on worms, all kinds of invertebrates that they can find. So we're going to put in some mangroves here, nice little root systems for the platypus to swim around or amongst. We're just going to raise that a little bit. Now, technically, the mangroves wouldn't be submerged completely. Like, if we put it down in here, even though it would look great from ground level over, oh, not ground level, like ground level here, these roots would look great, but the trees won't survive over there. They need to be at least slightly above water for them to actually grow. Oh wow, okay, interesting. I didn't know you could actually eat the lower part. I believe, well, I suspect you're referring to the lower part of the actual plant, not the tufts at the top here, hey Hans? I can't imagine there being anything edible up here, but I may be obviously wrong. I have never had cattail to eat. Definitely something that I could put on my list of interesting things to eat. If you can eat the rhizomes or the underground tuber-like roots or the fleshy roots, that does make sense, because these plants, especially if they are growing in areas where the water isn't permanent, where it's more seasonal, then it would make sense that you could actually that they would store nutrients and water underground in their rhizomes, and because there's a lot of nutrients stored in there, it's like a potato and things like that. We can eat that. Some things, of course, that do that do not eat them. They will kill you because a lot of plants do not want to be eaten or don't want their tubers to be eaten. So, do make sure that you know whether you can or cannot eat a particular plant. We're just going to put in some common reeds over here as well. In South Africa, this appears to be Phragmites. It could be Phragmites australis, which we in South Africa call Platypus, which means little reed, or little flute reeds, because the stems are quite thin, and with some of them you can actually make like little wind instruments, little wood instruments, little I forgot the part of the orchestra where you've got the wind blower type thing, the wood blowers. Yeah, the root. Okay, it makes sense that you can eat the tubers of the bulrush. That's quite cool. Good to know. I wonder whether it is all species, but I suspect that it most likely would be most or all of the species. But yeah, so Platypus reed over here, the common reed. You can use the little thin stalks to make little wood instruments. Well, not really wood, because this isn't a dicotyledonous plant. It is a herbaceous monocot. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's put in a corkwood tree. I'm not sure whether the corkwood over here is the corkwood we've got in South Africa, because if it is, then, well, it doesn't belong in the Australian exhibit. But nonetheless, we are going to put in some corkwoods. This is going to be a well-wooded waterfall area. And it's also going to be, at the same time, quite brightly colored. We're going to put some nice reddish plants, like the, what is these called? The cordyline plants. Yeah. Okay, interesting that you also mentioned that the tubers of them are better early in the season. It makes sense, because if you have got a dry season and a wet season, during the wet season, these plants are obviously photosynthesizing and they're putting a whole bunch of nutrients and water down in their tubers, and that's to last the dry season. And then as soon as the dry season ends, they are using their reserves to actually produce new leaves. The old leaves would die back, like you can see here, all the dead dry leaves present in here, and then this would be this year's growth, or the most recent growth. And so they've used a lot of nutrients and water to actually do this, which means that, yes, the tuber or the rhizome is actually a little bit nutrient or poorer in nutrients. So it makes perfect sense. But yeah, if you are hungry, you can eat almost anything. And we as humans have this habit of finding the weirdest things and then figuring out, okay, we can eat that. Or, I still want to know, like, how many people have died to figure out that certain things are edible if you cook them for long enough. For example, we've got a type of spinach tree. Not really a spinach, but it's called some kind of spinach. I can't remember the name of it. But that thing you need to actually cook for 10 minutes. It needs to boil for 10 minutes at least before it can actually be eaten. If you eat it before that, it has cyanide that it actually secretes, and then you die. You get horribly sick, which obviously is not ideal. But if you cook it for 15 minutes or more, 10 minutes or more, I'm probably going to cook it for like 15 or 20 minutes just to be sure, then it's actually extremely nutrient rich and it's really healthy to eat. But you need to be sure that you have cooked it for long enough. And I want to know how many people died just to figure that out, because it couldn't have been just a few. We are going to, I'm not sure whether these things really belong in this exhibit, but we're going to put them in here. It's going to look nice to at least have some palms there. We're going to put some Kentia palms in here as well. I've got no idea. I do not know this species. Going to form a nice little cluster of it. I think this is an even smaller one. Yo, this would be great in a little small walkthrough exhibit, I think. And then of course we need some, because this is Australia, we're going to need some gums as well. We're going to make this a nice twin trunk like that. Put it all together, make it even denser foliage. Yeah, that's marvelous. Make a nice big one over here as well. Eucalyptus, so many eucalyptus species. Some of them from Australia and a whole bunch of them from Southeast Asia as well. They're actually quite widespread. Which, yeah, in South Africa we have got a whole lot of it. but it's not indigenous in South Africa. It's actually really, really invasive in many parts of our country. But it is growing here. It's been brought in for timber. Really a very popular timber tree because it's a very resilient wood. Anyway, so let's have a look here. London plane, I don't think I'm going to put in. It's got London in the name. Surely that should not be in the Australian exhibit. Mangrove apple we are going to put in because that's going to give us a nice bit of height in our little forest that we've got here. We're going to put a whole bunch of sizes and shapes and everything in there. But I just see that if you tap shift, oh my word, I just figured out something new. Okay, so if I have accidentally submerged my tree over here and I just want to bring it to the surface, I just press shift and it will automatically bring it to the surface. That is marvelous. Okay, the things you accidentally learn is just awesome. We're going to put in some rainbow eucalyptus as well because look at that bark. And yes, the bark of the rainbow eucalyptus really looks like that. It is just extraordinary. So we're going to put in a nice big one as well. We're going to have people a little walk through and perhaps a little overhang over here where they can stand between these two eucalyptus trees and actually look out over the exhibit in the process. Okay, so this is a wonderful little platypus exhibit coming along. It's coming along very nicely now. Okay, to put in all the grasses, that's just going to be too much. We're just going to put in some scaviola bushes. Give this whole area a bit more of a typical feel. Oh yes, we need the Grevillea robusta. Oh wow, look at these bright orange flowers, right? Now, what's sometimes a little bit difficult to think, but this is related to, if I can put Africa in here, this tree, this massive tree, and this is a moderately sized one, is related to, if I just go scroll up here, this thing over here. No, not that thing there. Accidentally chose the wrong one. Never mind, never mind. Let's just reset filters. I am looking for a particular plant. There we go, this one. The King Protea. South Africa's national flower. This thing is related to this thing. This big tree with the weird orange flowers. And if one were to actually look very closely at them, this is a whole cluster. Oh, this is a whole cluster of flowers. The orange over here, and then the protea over here. This flower head is also a whole bunch of flowers together. And if you actually look at the structure of the individual flowers, yep, you can see that they actually are very closely related. They are both in the Proteaceae family, which includes the proteas, but also in Australia it includes the Grevillea, the silky oak over here. It includes the Banksia. It includes, what other ones? There's the Waratah, which the one, I think, New Zealand team is, rugby team is named after. So yeah, it's weird, but these things are related. And the more you learn, the weirder it becomes, I can tell you that. Do not think that just because I've gotten to know these things that it's any less weird. It really is still very weird. We need that, and that. There we go. Okay, anyway. Let's have a look here. We can put in a little bit of color. Let's put some color around this Grevillea. I'm not sure whether there would actually be anything growing under the Grevillea. They tend to, I think, kill quite a lot of plants growing under them. But we're going to have this very resilient little purplish bush that seems to like growing under the Grevillea. We're just going to twist it around like that a little bit. Wonderful. Okay, a bit of color. We always need a bit of color. And every colorful bush needs a friend, so we're going to put some cordyline in there as well. We're going to put an elephant's ear growing in the water over here. They really do like growing next to the water or in the water. Not necessarily in the water, but yeah, we've got one that there where the overflow of our geyser is, it actually drips down, and this one elephant ear is just loving life. It really is living its best life. It's making so many babies. I actually gave my dad some of the little babies that it has made, and yeah, he is very, very happy about that. So we are just going to put a little bit of a little fern over here. Ferns also love shaded environments, which means we need to put in some more plants. We can put in a banana palm. That's going to look quite green. Let's put a smallish one like that. Yeah, I'll get to the bracken in a moment, because I've got a story to tell about bracken fern. I'm not a particular fan of bracken fern anymore. I used to be quite alright with them. Nowadays, I do not like them that much. And I'm starting to sound like a Dr. Seuss character. I do not like the bracken fern, he said with glee. I do not like it. I do not stand it. I do not want to be near it. Let's try to twist this a little bit around like that, and then bring it up again and bring it in like that. The idea is that this is supposed to be a tree that has fallen over a little bit like that, fallen into this exhibit. What does it look like? It looks all right. Yeah, we're just going to have it like that. It's a fallen tree. Yeah, it's all right. Mat rush. Oh, this really is, these fine plants you would put in. This is like a spinifex tuft. These things you would put in if you have a tiny little exhibit and you're really nitpicking what you are putting in and where you are putting it in. So we're not going to put it in. And of course, every exhibit needs a staghorn fern. Just for Nick. So we're going to put that in there, and we're going to just align to surface, and we're going to put it on the... Let's put it on the mangrove apple over here. Let's put a big one in. Ozzy, this is now your staghorn fern is growing very nicely all over this tree. It's actually not growing on it. Let's just bring it down like that. Bring it up like that. There we go. That is one big staghorn fern growing all over that branch. Just for fun. Let's have a look here. What else can we put in? And then we need to just sort out the brush there, and of course put some things in the water, like these roots over here. We need to put it in so that it really gives a murky appearance. And I really struggle to actually work like this. I mean, yeesh, this is difficult. Okay, we can put it like that. That could work. Okay. Align to surface. Let's take that off. And let's work with what we have. And what we need. Rocks. We put a big rock in here. Temperate rock, savanna rock. I don't want savanna rock. I want an underwater type of rock. That is what I need. That's savanna, temperate rocks. This could work. I mean, they do fit the soil. We can have it. Oh my word, this is challenging. But anyway, if we can have it like that, sticking out like that, it could really provide a nice little feeling. We just submerge this one a little bit more, and we bring in this little one over here. Merge is quite nice. I really love the way the rocks do meld into one another when you put it on, like typical rocks would. That's nice. I really like this. I can spend hours and hours and hours in this game trying to make... Look at my shifty lock. There we go. Trying to make the perfect habitat, but we don't have time to just make one habitat this evening, so we are going to, at some point, call it done. We're going to put a nice little tropical rock over here. I think that's going to look nice. Let's put another tropical rock, I think, on more to this side. Let's merge it into the soil like that. Let's make it a little overhang. Technically, little fishies would be able to hide away in this area. Oh, there we go. Okay, if we can put it like this and bring it a little bit out and a little bit up like that. Yeah, that is a very nice overhang. Okay, right. Put one more in here to really complete it. Like I said, one, and it's just the one more. That rock over there. Let's put that there. We can now have a bunch of roots hanging down all along this here. It would really sell the feeling. So let's go for strangler fig roots. Okay, now we can align to surface again. These are the lianas. We don't want those. We want the strangler fig roots, because like this, they are really going to sell the whole illusion that we are trying to sell. That this is actually like roots hanging into the water. Now, of course, we do need, I think, an actual strangler fig. we can actually put a strangler fig in here. Even though it wouldn't grow in the water, we're going to put it in the water. We're going to go for the big one. The big strangler fig. Like that. This is a nice little central point. Yeah, nice little focal point. Hey, Raptor Gaming! Welcome to the chat. Glad you could make it. There we go. Okay, so we've got a nice little start at least. We do need to still carry on a little bit here. I need to go up. Still trying to figure out all the controls. But if we can put this there and then I think shift it in a little bit like that. Doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to be functional. We just merge that in a little bit more like that. Now, actually put something... Oh, this is going to be a bit more challenging. What we can do... We can remove strangler. And we can... I am very prone to just putting in bracken underwater. And... No, you know what? Let's put in something that would actually grow in water. Let's put in cattails. Let's put in cattails. At least they would be growing here, and that way we can hide our little flaws over here. I do say gardeners hide their mistakes, or landscapers hide their mistakes with plants. Doctors hide it with, you know, tombstones. But, there we go. If we can put it like that. Just going to twist these things a little bit. And then we don't have to worry about the fact that the roots do not seem to really line up perfectly. It's alright. We don't need to stress too much. This water, we can customize. We can have it dirty water, we can have it Everglades, we can have it clean water. I think we're going to have clean water that is really transparent. Or maybe not that transparent. Maybe like that. There we go. Oh, maybe a little bit more. Mist. Ooh, we can have mist over here. And we can have bubbles. Let's put in some bubbles. And we'll put some mist. Have a nice little misty atmosphere here. Then, let's see what else we can still put in. We're going to have to put a fungus in, obviously. We're going to put a nice little fungus growing. We have a trunk. If we have some kind of dead plant matter. Oh, we've got a tree trunk over here. We've got a tree trunk over here. We're going to put the ghost fungus over there. Yes, that's what we can do. And every fungus needs a friend because this guy is a fun guy. So we're going to give him a friend. Let's just see if I can just twist it out like that. Twist it more like that. Bring it out. Bring it out. There we go. That would work. There we go. Now we've got two little fungi decomposing this log over here. Oh yes, yeah, no. I have not actually gotten to fighting the bosses in Ragnarok in Ark at all. In all honesty, I've kind of lost speed with Ark. It's been a while since I've properly played. I was very keen to actually do a small lands video for... Where are we? Yesterday. Yeah. Nick and I were going to do a nice little small land video for Friday, for yesterday, and then we've been battling with our sound. And so as a result, we haven't made that yet. We're hopefully going to sort that out. That looks nice. We're going to sort that out soon. But yeah, with Ark, I haven't really played properly in a while. I need to at some point, do the battles, the fights and all those things. But for now, I am thoroughly enjoying Dinkum as a game, in which you can have Platypus to some extent. You can have Pleeps, which are Platypus sheep hybrids that you can actually shear or shave for wool, which is a weird little concept, but I like it. But yeah, I've been playing Dinkum quite a bit nowadays or recently. Really a fun indie game made by one developer, one guy as far as I know, which is just an extraordinary achievement. Let's have a look here. I don't think we need anything else in this part. We can have some trees growing in here, like that tamarind over there. And... oh, it's an underwater hydrilla plant. This is going to be marvelous. We can put some plants in the water itself. Let's make it look good. Oh, there's a whole Matt. That's perfect. Hello, Matt. There's a Matt. There's an Andrew over here. And here's a Jeffrey joining them over there. Right. Perfect. Nice little underwater plants. Oh, I know, underwater plants like these would of course only really grow if you have water that is clear enough to actually allow light through. Here where I am, in the southern part of South Africa, our water looks more like that. Not quite like that. Oh, actually, I think it's Everglades. No, Amazon. I think Amazon is the one. Yeah, it looks more like this. It's a dark Coke or Pepsi colored water. Yeah, which is, it looks weird, perfectly drinkable, but it's just because of all the tannins and humic acids have leached into the water that give it that darker appearance. But anyway, so in the area where we are, plants really don't grow like this underwater, but in areas where water is clear enough for light to actually penetrate into the water, you would have plants like this underwater hydrilla actually growing. So let's just make sure that we only have aquatic plants here. As eelgrass. I wonder whether this is the Zostera, because this does look very similar to the Zostera. We're just going to put in a few clumps. Make a nice big clump over here. And just make it a little bit varying heights. So eelgrass, or called eelgrass because each individual strand kind of resembles those sand eels that stand out from the sand in the marine, in estuarine environments, certain estuarine environments. It doesn't look like much now, but if we can actually just submerge a few more, and then we put some more hydrilla, underwater hydrilla like this. I think I may have just put it outside the enclosure. Yeah, there's one outside the enclosure. I'm just going to have to shift that one a little bit more to the side so that it doesn't pop out underneath here. That looks good. Oh, well, it looks all right. Let's put it that way. Nothing quite looks good when I'm making it, but it's looking all right. Put a little bit more foliage in that section, and if we can put it over here and perhaps a little bit more to this side, and then we put one nice clump of it over here. And perhaps more like this as well. Really just trying to give it a little bit of a feel that there at least are some plants growing underwater here. So we don't just have the barren exhibit. Okay, let's have a look here. Yeah, yeah, Nick can definitely save me quite a bit there in small land. Like, she's really come into her own in terms of gaming, I must say. I'm very proud of her. Like a while ago, she would have not been very keen to actually play alone. Nowadays, oh my word, she can run around, no worries whatsoever. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. If we don't flatten the terrain, we can actually go like this. And we can just go down again a little bit, just so that people can actually walk right above the exhibit here. Now, what I want to do is, before I do anything else, I want a smaller lookout point. Just a width of 4, roundabout like that size. And I think if we can have it here, yeah, I think this would work. And then what we are going to do is we are going to put angle snap on and we're going to put it at 90 degrees. And make a little walkway like that. I do want railing on elevated, so that we're going to do like that, that, and that. And we are going to go, the actual path should actually be a bit of a boardwalk, eh? We really need to be on the boardwalk. We're going to take angle snap off again. We're going to have to move that ghost eucalyptus, that ghost thingamajig, the ghost gum, they call it. There we go, that's the word. Okay, now let's go back with 8 meters. Let's change this to a boardwalk. There we go, like that. Just walking all alongside here. Don't want it quite going in there yet. We are just going to perhaps... that will merge with it. Well, maybe we should just go like that. And then have a nice little walk through more to this side. And have like this. There we go. Okay. This could work. This could work very well. Put like that. Then we'll have nice little walkway over here. People can come and stand over here, look at the platypus down there, walk along this walkway still, and carry on. Okay, let's make another little lookout point. Let's go for a slightly bigger one. And slightly taller one as well. And we're going to again put angle. No, we're going to first get the size smaller. Have it like that. And we're going to have to definitely move this ghost eucalyptus. No. Maybe not quite like that. This is going to be challenging. Oh, never mind. Okay, now it's just a matter of actually removing or moving this eucalyptus so that we don't have people trying to walk through a eucalyptus as they're trying to look at the platypus. Maybe like this. If we could have koalas in this enclosure as well, I'm not sure whether... I don't think they actually climb the eucalyptus trees, but if they did, it would have been the perfect environment for them. Over here, you can have a few branches, that's fine. People can just scrape to the side. But this ghost gum over here... Oh, it's the twin stem. Ah, well, that sucks. Oh well. We're just going to move both of them together again. Like merge like that. There we go. Okay, now people can stand over here and look. People can stand up here and look at it. Yeah, this should work. Don't like this, but that's all right. You will just... It'll be fine. Yeah, Nick and I actually have been playing Dinkum as well in the... Well, we've been playing... We previously played it all together, or both of us together. Nowadays, both of us actually have our own little towns that we've got running it. I'm very much enjoying it. I still need to figure out how to actually get this thing sorted, make it better. Let's see. Can we actually just get this right, please? We don't want angle snap on. Maybe that's all right. It's something. We're just going to work with this. We will fix this later, I think. Let's just get the undergrowth or the terrain ready for them. I suspect they are going to need a little bit of sand. And let's just get the size a little bit smaller, the intensity a little bit higher. With some sand all along here. Like that. And in the quiet pool, a relatively quiet pool, sand would of course accumulate. And even silt would accumulate, so we're going to have some heavy soil as well. And then down here, we're going to, on the ground layer between all these trees, you of course need some soil or accumulation of humus or decomposed organic matter. That's what that would be. We're just going to have that as well. Not sure how much grass the little things would need, the platypus would need, but we're going to just have like that, and then we'll see, how they feel about their enclosure. If they're unhappy with it, we are going to fix it. If they like it, that's great. Habitat, what I need now, not for Indian peafowl, but for not for platypus like there. We need to search here. Species platypus. Let's have a look. Platypus, there we go. Platypus is here. Ooh, we can feed it underwater. I don't think the water is deep enough for me to actually feed them that way. We are going to have to feed them the old-fashioned way. With a big-ass plate of food like that. And I don't think it technically needs a water trough, but we are going to put it in just because. And I think we'll put it in on this side because I think that way I'm not sure whether the water filtration actually reaches this. No, it does not. Wait. Oh, it barely doesn't. Does it? Does it not? I don't think it does. So I think the water over here will need to be moved ever so slightly over to just over here. So I don't think it actually needs to be within there or in the radius there, but oh well, it's all right. Let's have a look here. What we can. Let's see whether we actually have any enrichment. We don't have a shelter for them though. We could technically build something on this side. Have a little den. But oh no, they need a burrow. They can work with a burrow. That would work. Oh my word, it's difficult. There we go. Let's have a look here. That'll be their burrow. Yes. We'll put another burrow in here. Now they would den underground, and platypus really are such weird creatures. I mean, they are monotremes, meaning that they actually lay eggs, which are weird for any mammal. But they, along with the 4 species, I think, of echidnas, are the only egg-laying mammals that are left. They're not the only ones that we know of. There were some that we know of that went extinct millions of years ago, but they are the only ones alive today that actually lay eggs. And they would obviously need a nice little area, safe area, and this will be a little burrow underground where they can actually have their little eggs. Now I would say babies, but initially they first have eggs, and then they of course are born, and then they will be little babies. So we're just going to hide it away a little bit, a little secluded little spot, little burrow. And that's what you would find, is they would be in some kind of secluded spot. They would actually have little burrows like we have with these underground dens now. And of course they can come and decide they want to actually be over here and, you know, go underground and whatnot. I still haven't figured out how to actually link up the information boards or the TVs with the burrow cam, but I'll hopefully figure that out sometime today. During our live stream I may actually figure that out. Let's draw attention to this burrow by putting some brightly colored flowers all around it. Yeah, the monotremes, the platypus now can decide, do they want the flamboyant burrow or do they want the slightly more boring burrows or burrow. Let's have it like that. And we'll just put the elephant's ear over here. Put the elephant's ear over here. Anyway, like that. And symmetry, slight symmetry. There we go. Okay, so we've got burrows, we've got shelter for them. Let's have a look. We need some kind of enrichment. Let's go for submarine boy, water jet. Let's go for the water jet rock. Oh, where on earth are we? There we go. Okay. Let's go. I think let's put it over here. And people that come on here can actually see the platypus playing with their little toy. I think, yeah, there we go. They can see it down there. That should work. That's fine. And then perhaps just like a little skittle feeder, which we just need, I think, on this side. Where can people see it? Well, people that are not on top of the viewpoint also need something to actually see. Okay. So, I think we're ready. I think we're just about ready to have a nice little exhibit here for the monotremes, for the platypus. So, I think... Oh, why do I have other ones as well? No, this is the buy. Okay, this is the market. Okay, never mind. Reset all. Where is platypus? Yes, there we go. Send to zoo. Please bring it right over here. Delivery scheduled. There we go. Okay, that's going to be great. And now we can wait for them to bring us our platypus so we can see whether they are happy or not in this exhibit. And then we can adjust accordingly and also just make this nice and beautiful, because currently it's just like a blob. It's a an excavation over here. I haven't made it nice and pretty. There are no benches along here. There are no dustbins over here. No information boards. Nothing like that. But we first need people to, or the animals in here, to actually be able to do this. Okay, so have you now had your babies? Because we've had the little notification popping up that this one is going to have babies at any point in time now. There we go, there's a baby. There's the first one. Now, what I remember, in the zoo that I worked at from high school, there were always these little baby peacocks running around, and they would have quite a few babies at a time. And then occasionally the babies, because they would obviously walk around, and they are what we call precocial offspring. I mean, you can see here, this little baby over here, already it's just born, and it's 0.0 years old, and it is walking around. This is a juvenile that can really look after itself from the moment it, well, hatches, basically, and is actually born. So, they are what we call precocial. I think our platypus have come in. And anyway, so those little peacocks, or the peafowl, the little babies, let's just have a look. Where are our animals? Come on. Where are you? There you are. Right, so let's first have a look, and then I'll get back to the peafowl. Coverage. Too many plants. Really? You need fewer plants. Okay, well, okay, that's fine. We'll probably take out... What will we take out? Maybe this ghost gum. We'll take that one out. And we'll perhaps take this one out. I am going to keep that grevillea in there. That is going to stay there. No matter what the platypus say, that is going to stay in there. Maybe we can take this strangler fig out. No, that's tamarind. I like the color. I really like the fact that it's bringing some color to the exhibit here. Maybe... Is this the mangrove apple with the staghorn on it? Yes. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're not going to take that one out. Instead, we are going to... I think let's take out the palms do give it a nice appearance. Let's take out this tree over here. This mangrove apple can go. And then let's have a look. How are you guys feeling now? Because that was apparently too many plants. Still way too much. Okay, fine. Let's have a look here. What is the greatest cover? Tamarind tree. I like the coloration. I don't want to take it out. Okay. Oh, the underwater hydrilla plants. I like the hydrilla plants. They give it a nice appearance. Okay, let's take out some of the plants. Let's take out on this side. Let's take that out. And we'll take that out. We'll have a cluster of little eelgrass still left there. We'll take this one out. We'll take that eelgrass out as well. And then we'll take out... Maybe... I like that tamarind there. Maybe we'll take out this tamarind. Yeah, let's take out that tamarind. Have a look. Really, was that only 7%? Okay, we'll get back to you in a moment. Anyway. So, let's have a look here. The peafowl. Yes, as I was saying. With the little offspring that are precocial, they obviously could go anywhere in the zoo. And as a result, they sometimes ended up in the crocodile enclosure. And of course, that's a nice little snack for the crocodile. So, you didn't know that's where the story was going, did you? But yeah, so they would tend to end up in the weirdest of places. And I'll never also forget the babies that were born. They were like a few days old. They were at a spot where we as a staff gathered in the mornings for the morning meeting. And then they decided, okay, there are too many people here. So their mother flew off. And then the babies were like, squawk, 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 making all kinds of little noises, wanting to go with the mother. And then it just kind of leapt. And it was like 1.5 stories, like 6 meters, 7 meters high. And, or maybe not quite, like 6 meters, yeah. And they would just leap and then flap the wings, not fly per se. That isn't flying, that is falling with style. That is what they were doing. And it was quite amazing to see. And then they would just plop on the ground and continue running. And there were 3 babies that did that. First one flapped its wings quite nicely, ended up on the ground, and then started running. Perfectly fine. Second one repeated the process, and the third one somehow managed to misjudge itself, and it flew, and then it hit the ground, and it just kind of rolled for like a foot or two, so about 50, 60 centimeters. It just kind of rolled and then looked around going, what the hell was that? And then ran after its mother. So yeah, it was quite amusing to watch. I don't think the peacock, little chick, I guess, thoroughly enjoyed that, but yeah, it was amusing for the rest of us to watch. Let's remove some of the bulrushes over here. I just remembered, Hans, you also mentioned that the dry bulrushes can be used as a nice little tinder. That is quite true. I think you can use, I think all the bulrushes you can use that for. The nice little dry fluff really does start a fire quite nicely. To be a nice tinder, you need three things. Easily flammable, dry, and there needs to be some air pockets between it so that there's enough oxygen for the fire to start. And with the bulrushes over here, it's dry. The seeds are ready to be dispersed, so it's extremely dry. It is a flammable material, and then of course, with it being so fluffy, there's lots of air spaces between there, and so the fire can actually start. The spark can take quite nicely. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. You're either out in the field and you need to start a fire, possibly to burn ticks off your body, as you may have seen in that one video or that little short of mine with all the ticks on my body. I did not burn them off, I just kind of brushed them off. But if you wanted to burn it off, then at least you can start a fire nicely. Let's just have a quick look here at the chat, because I haven't had a look in a while. Let's have a look. Yeah, Dinkum really does have super cute art. I quite like that art style. I never thought I did. I've always been someone for very realistic games, and that's why I love Planet Zoo. I mean, this weird creature over here, this really strange creature, is so well done. The coat and the eyes and the nostrils, all those things, just brilliantly presented in this game. And yet, Dinkum is a game that I thoroughly enjoy. I think it's because even though it is developed by one person, and that one person has been working on it for 3 years, and it's technically in early access still, but it's so much to do and to actually keep yourself busy, which is marvelous. So yeah, let's have a look here and see. Please. Oh, really? You're still not happy? What do you want? Do you want a little barren wasteland as a habitat? Okay, fine. We're going to do something about that later on. Welfare, it's 98%. That's fine. We can live with a 98% welfare of the platypus. But let us actually have a good look at this amazing creature. So, first things first, the scientific name of this creature. Ornithorhynchus anatinus, which has to be, in my opinion at least, the best scientific name of all animals. Ornithos refers to bird. Rhynchus is beak, so the genus name of this animal, Ornithorhynchus, means bird beak. And then Anas is the genus of ducks. Tinus means like. And in this case, the scientific name of this creature, and you can see it kind of waddling along with its mouth close to the ground, it's trying to sense electronic signatures or electric signals of its food. Not a very good idea on land, but we'll get to that in a moment. But anyway, the scientific name literally means bird beak like a duck, which just summarizes this weird creature marvelously. And when the first specimens were actually collected of it and sent off to Europe, the people over there thought, no, this is a hoax. This is a taxidermy hoax. Very well done hoax, because they couldn't find the attachment spots of the duck beak and the weird mole and whatever that was used to actually make this weird chimera of a creature, but a hoax nonetheless. And only when a live specimen was actually found or shown to the people that they really believe, oh, there is actually such a weird creature. But here, with the beak, the nostrils are located right at the top here. And whenever you have that, and the eyes also, you can see quite close to the top. Whenever you have that, there's a good chance the creature you are looking at, whether it's an extant or still existing creature or an extinct one or fossilized one, there's a good chance that that creature is aquatic, or at least semi-aquatic, like the platypus is here. And they have their nostrils and the eyes located at the top of their heads, so that when they are submerged in the water, they can actually keep the majority of their body underwater like this here, and still be able to see and smell above water and breathe above water as well. Oh, the okapi is about to give birth. That's a highlight. This is marvelous. Okay, so there's our female okapi. This is marvelous. Obviously, she has decided to use or to go into the secluded little habitat over here, the shelter. Still, well, okay, I guess now it is the second weirdest creature we have in our zoo, with the platypus now taking the crown of the weirdest creature in our zoo. Come on, give us a little baby. Oh, come on, there we go. Give us a baby now. Oh, really an amazing creature from the forests of Central Africa, West and Central Africa, Democratic Republic of the Congo, and there's our baby. Oh my word! Look at that. Of course, we didn't have horns on the head yet, like the adults would have. The female doesn't really have pronounced horns, does it? No, she doesn't. Anyway, such adorable little creature, such lanky, long legs. Oh, that is amazing. This is the first okapi that has ever been born in any of my zoos that I've got in this game. Not that I've had many okapis, but still, it's the first one that has actually been born in our enclosure. Okay, let's have a look here. How are the animals doing here? Are you alright? Enrichment? Oh, yes, we need to still do something about enrichment here. Okay, let's have toy enrichment. That is what the warthogs demand. Okay, fine. We'll do common warthog. Species. Common warthog. Let's bring in some entertainment for the common warthogs. Of course, animals in captivity do need some kind of enrichment so that they don't become bored and stressed. And so we're going to put a nice little fruit spike up there. Let's actually go for the tamarind scratching, because this one is going to fit in better. Why can we not build here? Oh, I think it's because there are other trees in the way that we can't build there. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, okay. Can we not build here? It's obstructed. How is it obstructed? Is it uneven? Can we even... Oh, we can apparently build it here. Okay, we're going to put a scratching post up here. People, you can watch the little warthogs scratch over here. Okay, enrichment. Toy enrichment. Great. Food enrichment. Haven't they got a forage? They've got a forage box. They've got a whole forage, yeah. Now they can do without another little thing. They don't need anything extra. Let's have a look here. Are other animals in the exhibit? How are the meerkats doing? There are 12 of them now. Oh my word. Okay, so let's have a look here. Socially, still fine. Okay. Toy enrichment. Let's just get something for the little meerkats as well, so they can be happy. Don't they have? I'm pretty sure they had a... Oh, they've got food enrichment. They do not have toy enrichment. I thought they had a tunnel. They have got a tunnel. Okay, apparently they want a little water jet rock as well. Okay, 74%, that is quite alright. Everything is alright. Okay, Pemba, the warthog over here, has matured. We are going to release Pemba into the wild. Because the whole idea of the zoo is to have a conservation-orientated zoo, and not just have it for display, but to actually release animals back into the wild as well. So that is what we are going to do with those ones there. Okay, let's have a look here. Where are our platypuses? Okay, before we actually do anything else, we do need to sort out a few things. We need to do something about this weirdness over here. We need to give people something to eat and drink on this side, and we need to put in a keeper's hut, cleaners, all those types of things. So, let there be light. Right, hello. Okay, let's shine bright like a diamond in everybody's faces. Okay, and apparently I should not mess around because then that happens. Okay, let's have a look. We can't put the whole enclosure, or the whole enclosure, human enclosure. We can have the facilities for the staff members over here, because The water filtration over here is already going to muck things up a little bit in terms of people's happiness. So we can put that in here. I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact. So let's put blueprints of staff facilities. So what we need is a big keeper's hut. And let's have a look how big an area will be impacted. That's not too bad. If we have it like this, that should be fine. Let's put the keeper's hut over there. Staff also need some kind of staff room. We can put that on top of it. And what else do we need in this general vicinity? There is a quarantine area. That's all right. We don't need that. Let's put in another staff lounge. Actually, let's put in a big one, because that's going to fit perfectly. And then we're just going to put in the staff baths. Just like that. And then just have it going down. Oh, why can I not do that? Oh, that's because I'm aligned to grid. There we go. Okay. Ooh, goodness me. No, we don't want an 8 meter long or wide one. Just go like this. Go down, and go down like that. Okay. And should be able to link up here some way. No? Okay, fine. Let's... man. Maybe it's something to do with flattened terrain again? Yeah, it's to do with flattened terrain. I never know what we need to press or take out or put in order to actually let the paths work. But we're going to put a nice mural up here as well to make it look nice. Yeah, we're going to not be able to do anything about that, I guess. But anyway, let's put up just something basic so that it looks nice. Now this is more of an Australian feel, so theme, let's go for Australian. I like the Australian wooden walls that they've got here. These things here. Australian wood walls. Let's put this up here. It's going to look nice. Really pleasant texture. I think these are gum walls, eucalyptus walls that they've got here. This is a typical eucalyptus color. Not that I use a lot of eucalyptus, but I have used eucalyptus in some of my woodworking activities that I have done in the past, where I've made a little coffee table that contains, amongst other things, eucalyptus and Californian redwood. And it also has, what else has it got? Australian blackwood trees and pine trees. So kind of all over the world, well, most of the world, except South Africa. No South African wood in there. At that point in time, I didn't have access to any South African wood. Anyway, I'm rambling over here. I like rambling. It's typically how my lectures are as well. I start on a topic and then I just kind of, I digress into all kinds of other things, other topics. Let's go. We need something. I think let's go for a tin roof. Typical Australian outback type of feeling. This is a 4 meter one. No, this is a 2 meter one. That's all right. We can do that. You can use the 2 meter one. Let's go like that. Just put it on this side as well, like that. And then if we go back to walls, we can just do a little nice little triangular one. Right, like that, and that. There we go. Okay, that's boring at the moment, but I will have it fixed up to look a little bit more exotic before the next episode. Okay, so before we do again, let's just have a look. How far does this... it's all right. We can actually build like a food court in this area. I think that's going to look or be quite good to do. So let's do that. Let's just put in some things that people will be happy that they have actually got a place to eat. Flatten to foundation. Let's do this here. Just going to flatten out this section. This. And I'm trying to think how we can really make it look nice. The way we can we can kind of, to some extent, try to make a little water feature at the top here and have it falling down, but that's going to be way too much work. Let's just roughen it up and then smooth it. Actually, let's push intensity higher, size higher. We need to push this out of the way so that we can actually smooth this and make it look nice. Then we can actually have a nice little area here for people. Okay, let's look. What do we need? We need an eating place, a drinking place, and we need bathrooms. That we obviously need. People always, the moment they see and they come into a zoo, they want the bathrooms. Doesn't matter whether they were just at the accommodation or the hotels or wherever they were. The moment people walk into an area, they need the bathrooms. And maybe, just maybe, it's because I keep on pumping them full of coffee. That could be it. I'm wondering. Paths. If we just go back to this here, still on the 4 meter one. Maybe just have angle snap on. Or maybe angle snap off. There we go. No, like this. Just make a little circle. And then people can actually come and go from here, come into this, go and then go to the different thingies, little shops. That could work. How's the thing? Okay, it's affecting it up to here. So we just have to make sure we do not build beyond this point. That's fine. We will put the bathrooms on that side. Toilets, we'll put that over here. Doesn't need to be the most beautiful of bathrooms, so that's fine. Doesn't seem to be affecting it. And then you can also get a coffee. No, coffee is drinking. Unless you are making your coffee wrong, coffee will not be eating, it will be drinking. Although the way I do make coffee sometimes, or I have made in the past, you know, the voodoo coffee I've mentioned before, or the zombie coffee, that was probably strong enough to actually put a spoon down and it would stay upright. And then of course we need something to eat. And I think at this time people are going to want to have a bit of cake. We're going to have their cake and eat it. So there we go. 3 little shops, or well, 2 shops. Do we need more? I think maybe merchandise. Let's have hats fantastic. Because I am not going to put in the balloons. I refuse to put in the balloons. Balloons are bad for the environment. So we are going to just put in hats. Yeah. That's fantastic. This kind of looks like a neuron. Kind of the synapses, or the points where the neurons actually connect to one another. Yeah, interesting with the peppers. You know, humans tend to like eating all kinds of things that animals or plants have developed to actually keep us from eating it, or keep animals from eating it, like coffee, for example, the alkaloid in there, caffeine, that we so crave. That's just developed to actually prevent insects from actually eating the plant, and then we as humans go, ooh, this thing gives us a buzz. I like this. Let's eat more of it. So yeah, plants tend to develop certain things to try and get us not to, or get animals not to eat it, and then we as humans just go, this is going to be lovely as a nice little meal. Right, let's actually put angle snap off. Let's make it a little bit larger, and then put angle snap on. Oh no, it doesn't work like that. Okay, I wanted to make a nice little picnic area. I think I'm going to just do like this, and then go with the 15-degree angle snap like that, and then one back. Come on, there we go, and then 90 degrees, one back, 90 degrees, one back. There we go. That is a nice little circular picnic area for us, which we are going to do with a whole bunch of benches right in the center here. Probably going to have a nice little tree in there as well. Let's choose a big tree. It doesn't matter where it's from, so let's just choose it and get it. Let's see, one thing that we do want is property. It must be big. That is, or large, not big, large. It must be a large, and then they go give us aloes. Yes. It must be bristle nut tree. This is too big though. Or maybe if we bring it down, it doesn't have enough width and enough diameter over there. Black spruce, no, not big enough. Redwood. We are going to plant a redwood. There we go. Going to have a slightly smaller redwood so that it fits nicely in here. Ha 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 ha. Yes. That is an awesome focus point. Sequoia sempervirens, I do believe. Yeah, that's the Californian redwood tree. The tallest tree in the world. Not the largest by volume. That will be the giant sequoia. The Sequoiadendron giganteum, I think it is. The giant redwood. This one, the Californian redwood, the tallest. Up to almost 120 meters. Which is... yeah, a hell of a lot of feet. I am not very good at converting. I think it is more or less 3.3 feet to the meter, which will be, you can just times it by 3 and something. I'm very poor at converting on the fly here. That is what happens if you spend your whole life in the metric system. You get used to the metric system. But anyway, we are just going to attach this little point over there, and now people will be able to come and chill on there. When we put up the little picnic tables, they'll be chilling over there. Yes. Theobromine is actually, that's the alkaloid that... oh, theobromine is the one in dark chocolate, yes. So, yeah, chocolate does the same with theobromine. Theobromine is the thing that is so toxic to dogs. And cats, technically, as well. But dogs are just more prone to getting sick due to the poisoning by chocolate. Let me just actually shift my camera a little bit more. I just realized that I'm slightly out. I think it may have shifted a little bit as I started recording. Oh my word, now I'm really battling here. I guess you guys will just have to work with me in the corner over there. But anyway, theobromine, yeah, chocolate is, of course, or cacao is toxic to animals, or to dogs and cats in particular, but you very rarely will hear about cats being poisoned by eating chocolates, and that's because cats tend to not really have that tendency of eating everything they possibly can in the general area. And that's with our dogs, we have to be so careful that we do not have chocolates lying around, because they will eat it like that. Like, it falls on the ground, it's going to get eaten. Cats will just go, nah. Except for Cinnamon. Our Cinnamon cat will eat anything. Yeah, almost anything. Anyway, right, we do need to put up some donation boxes here. We need to put up some educational things. We'll do that in a bit. We actually have a lot of money. We don't really need the donation boxes yet. What I need to do is... do I need to make this beautiful? I guess I need to make this beautiful, but I can do that later as well. I actually just want to make a nice little area here for the people to come and sit down, or to plop down. Let's have a look. It's going to be facilities. It's going to be guest facilities. I think. Food stalls, not transport, bins, benches, and securities. There we go. Let's have a look here. Benches and picnic tables. Let's go for benches. The European one, aquatic, African, Arctic. Oh, this is a beautiful one. This is such a beautiful one. We're just going to go for a classical one, I'm afraid. We're not going to do any fancy pants stuff with this now. We are just going to put it in like this. Come on. And then, of course, it wants to be on the edge of the tree. And we are not going to... come on. We're not going to have it on the edge of the path there. We're just going to put it down like this. Yeah, that could work. We're just putting a whole bunch of benches down so that people can, if they wanted to, sit down a little bit and relax in the shade as they think about all the marvelous creatures they have seen. That is what we are doing here. Just creating a nice little semicircle. Not a beautiful or magnificently done one, but yeah, it's a semicircle. People can have a look at the zoo thus far. And just one more bench, and then this is fine. Just going to have it like that. That is going to be sufficient, at least. And of course, they're going to need toilets here as well. So let's just put in some toilets. Probably going to be like a queue to go into the toilets over here. And that's it. Yeah. Okay. We need a few keepers and stuff like that as well to make everything work. And let's just do that. Let's sort out the staff before we carry on. It really is funny how we as humans tend to go for all these self-defense mechanisms of the plants, and then they go, okay, well, that's fine. Of course, some people are significantly affected by some of those alkaloids. Thankfully, I am not. Thankfully, I am not affected by theobromine or caffeine at all. In fact, I can drink caffeine now and go to sleep in 10 minutes. It's perfectly fine. And the caffeine will only keep me awake if I actually want to be kept awake, which is marvelous. Let's go look. I accidentally clicked too fast. Let's put in some vendors as well, just so that there are extra vendors, so that when the ones need to take a break, they can. And let's put in 2 vets as well. Educators, we are still going to get to. This person, who are you? You are a keeper. No worries, you are going to get sorted out. We are going to have to do the... we're going to sort out the work zones as well. I'll probably do that off screen before our next one, where this will be a work zone with some staff assigned to it. That will be a work zone, all those types of things. I suspect we have too many puff adders again. Do we? I can see one over there. I can see one over there. We only have 2 at the moment. Socially, it's all right. We have 3. We've got Yusra and Amina. Amina was the female we had. Let's just get rid of Yusra. Put Yusra in the trade center again. How much money are we making with these things? 63. What have we got? Memphis. Hello, Memphis. Memphis is enjoying his dinner. Okay. Let's get through the night so that it is daytime again. Okay, what facility? Oh, the toilet block. Yes, we are going to have to put in a solar panel for it as well. That's fine. And because we are conservation-orientated, oh my word, the butterflies are breeding like, well, butterflies, I guess. Because we are conservation-minded, we're going to just plop down a solar panel right on top here. That's going to be the way it is. We are going to do that. And I've just figured out how I'm going to make it look nice. Hello, Cinnamon! Mew! Say hello to everybody! Hello! Oh, you're being manhandled. Mwah. Oh, shame, Baba. She just wants dinner, and then Dad is manhandling her. Come, we can have something to eat over there. Yes. I wish I could show you guys how she eats. She's got this very funny way of eating where she actually scoops up like an entire mouthful of food. She puts her top jaw over her food bowl, and then with her lower jaw she scoops up an entire mouthful and then chews that. Memphis is picky. He selects his food. Cinnamon just kind of scoops up everything that she possibly can. Anyway, construction wise, let's go for walls here. Let's go, I like wood. So let's put in some wooden structures over here. Wooden walls. Let's go material, wood. There we go. It has, this one. This one. It's got the redwood feel to it. So we're going to go with this one. Probably not the best choice to have wooden walls next to a bathroom, but that's what we are going with. We are going to go for a flat roof, and we're going to put the wooden roof up here as well. Actually, I think maybe it should be a little bit lower down. I think that looks nice. That's fine. That is sufficient. And then we are going to, of course, need... Where are we? Facilities, that's the one. Utilities, we need a solar panel, and we're going to put that right at the top here. Just like that. Okay. And then the staff path. And this is what I was thinking about. How are we going to make this look nice? We're going to go align to grid, like that. We're going to have like that. And then we're going to remove the align to grid and actually take this down. And we're going to have curved slopes off so that it goes like that. Oh, I thought it would actually go around. Never mind. I did not think this through. Anyway, we are going to just have it like that. Never mind. I was thinking of a bigger building would actually have where it would have looked quite nice. Anyway, so there's a nice little... Why do we have this whole area then if we just need a small area? Just going to have going down. Oh, okay, fine. We need one more on. Ah, my word. The paths. This one, though, I know it's my fault here, but there we go. J, extend. There we go. Connect. Perfect. That's connected. And now we've got a solar panel. This should power this general area now. Solar panels also, thankfully, do not decrease guests' feeling about life, the universe, and everything, and the zoo. Whereas things like if you were to use the... Where is it now? It's facilities, not construction facilities. If you use the transformer, it gives a far greater range. You can see there, a big circle versus a small one, but it has a negative impact in that general area. So I could not have put it on top of the building up there. Okay, so anyway, so this works. Really a rainy place this, but anyway. Let's have a look. Let's put in some exhibit, education. Now, I know there is a way for us to actually get, maybe it's a projection screen. Not like that. Not that big either. Oh, there's a 32. I should probably read the size right. It's a 4-meter one. Let us just go position snap. Align to surface. There we go. If I just put it like this quickly. Let's just check. Can I select? No. Video? No. There must be a way that I can actually show the... Wait. I think I found it. Okay, now there's no power here, unfortunately. Which means we are going to have to put another solar panel up. Put another panel up on the random facilities. And then we'll put up panel right up there. Why is it obstructed? It is not obstructed. You are all lying. Okay, we'll just put a chat. Okay, we'll just put the panel over here, shall we? And then there is enough power for everything. Not that this little solar power panel will generate power by facing the wrong way. Technically, everything should be facing north, which I think is that direction. Oh dear, okay. Why have we got protesters? Oh, this one. Why is she unhappy? Welfare, nutrition, dehydrated. There is a water bowl over here. Okay, we'll keep her. Why is there no water here? Listen, if the keepers can't do their job, I'm going to put water over here. Let's just check. Where is our filters? Any bit over here. Okay. We are going to put a bit of water over here, okay? And then the keepers can be useless and everything will still be fine. We're just going to do that. Smooth it out a little bit. and then fill it with water. Then they cannot complain. Anyway, we've got protesters. Yay! Again, think that the tickets are underpriced. Well, we'll see about that, shall we? Let's make it $20. $20. Kids can come in for 3/4 of the price. Delete that. Okay. Low welfare, low welfare. Oh my word, I should probably have paid attention to all of that. Anyway. Okay, so the animals are dehydrated and are probably going to die if I do not do anything about it. Right. Let's have a look. In terms of coverage, also too many plants in here. Ah, no man. Talking nonsense. I like having plants and animals like having plants. Most animals like having plants. It provides them with shelter. Speaking of which, shelter is the one thing that this enclosure did still short. So I guess we can, to some extent, remove a whole bunch of bamboo, which will remove the whole thing of too many plants, blah, 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 and all that jazz. And at the same time, fix the shelter issue. Okay, how's your feeling about the environment? Still too many plants? Well, it sucks to be you. So, nature, let's build a little rocky overhang. I think. Let's go for mossy claddings because they look nice. And we're going to... Oh, okay, I don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. And we're going to have a nice little rocky type overhang over here, which will hopefully be enough for all the little animals, all the little peafowl. Which probably will not be, but I'm going to hope and think and say that it is. Okay, oh, die blaren there, a little bit caught up in the leaves. And then we are just going to have some kind of rock standing up, I guess. Like that. And put it in, switcheroo like that. That could work. It looks good. Well, relatively good at least. We just obviously still need something to support it, technically support it at the bottom here. And don't mind us, little peafowl. We just randomly putting rocks all over your enclosure. Oh, again, getting caught up in the leaves there. We're going to stack a whole bunch of rocks. Occasionally, rocks do randomly stack like this, of course. So we're just going to have that happening here. That looks okay. Okay. And we do, however, still need perhaps one narrow rock to just go up in the center here. So it looks slightly natural at least. Slightly natural at least. Like this. And slightly more like that. There we go. And then perhaps just push it in slightly like that. Okay. Now, you cannot tell me that there's not shelter. Where did we see this? Hard shelter. Come on. There we go. Okay. Wow. 20% shelter. Oh, another one is dehydrated, I think. Where is she now? Okay, I don't know where she is, but I think all the peafowl are... Yeah, there we go. Shame. Of course, all the peafowl are now coming to come and drink water. Ah, shame. They're so also thirsty. Now, none of them are going to be thirsty, so that's going to be great. Everybody's going to be happy, and the protesters are going to leave. So again, of course, typical sexual dimorphism with the peacock over here, the male, being brightly colored, and the peahens, the females, being drabber in color. They need to be more well camouflaged than the males, whereas the males need to be as brightly colored as possible to try and attract as many females as possible. So typical... there we go. Where is the... There's one of the meerkats are about to die of old age. That's sad. Where is that notification? Ah, Marquise has died. Okay. Marquise. Gone but not forgotten. We are going to put up a little memorial for Marquise. Let's put it up. There's somewhere, I know there is somewhere one can put up a little sign. Not wood, there we go. Memorial plaque. Limestone, screen, oh, brass. Let's put up brass. Align to surface. And this one is in loving memory of. And I need to remember, there we go. This will be Marquise. Species. Meerkat. Was Marquise male or female? Marquise, what were you? An adult female. 16.2 years old. She was ancient. Okay. Right. Let's edit. Marquise. Meerkat. Female. Adult. 16.2. I cannot believe. Well, I got the notification on 15 Jan. And whatever 11. Okay, here 11. Why on earth does this not save? Ah, there we go, okay. Meerkat. 16.2. Okay, I need to press enter to actually save it. Okay, there we go. So there's Marquise, has unfortunately passed away. So our first death in the zoo, and it is a sad day. But Marquise is gone but not forgotten, and will live on in our hearts. And look at this. Look at that, everybody. In happier thoughts, we can check what is going on in the burrow. There's the one meerkat running around, going outside. Yes, we know Marquise has died. We've been dealing with Marquise's death for the past minute and a half. Okay, so let's figure out what this burrow's number is. This is burrow number 5. Mumbo number 5, burrow number 5, and this is burrow number 4. So let's put in, this one will be burrow number 5. But it is that, nothing happening in there. And we will duplicate this one and put it over here. And then this one we will put burrow number 4, burrow number 4. Then, when the little platypus here are not visible from the surface, and they're underground, at least people can still see them. And we need to, of course, put in some kind of media and education. So we're going to put in a little stand. And we're going to put that in here and just make sure that it faces the right way. Oh, this is just the legs. I need the whole TV, please. Thank you. And we're going to just put this in front of the pillar so that people do not feel that I am robbing them of a... Let me just quickly... offline. Just change. There we go. Okay, so people do not feel that I'm robbing them of magnificent views of the creatures just so that they can read the signs about the animals. Okay, so we're just going to put this... Actually, we're going to put in this weird little exhibit education board, and on it we are going to talk about habitat destruction. Is habitat destruction a thing here? It is not. Overexploitation, yeah, it could work. Let's go with population fragmentation. That is going to be a nice little board to put up here. This one we are going to put Platypus in. This one, Platypus. And we are going to demand people's money by putting donation boxes everywhere. Come on, people, give us some money. Okay, what we also need are bins. I just realized that the poor sweepers are sweeping all over the place. Because this is Australian theme, we are going to put in Australian bins. We're going to put Australian bins everywhere. Oh dear, we're about to have inbreeding. No, 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 no. What is happening here? You're not going to have that. That is a young female, and this is the father. No. We are going to release you into the wild before you can cause more chaos. What is it with animals today? Okay, bye. Go away. You silly warthogs. Don't go and inbreed. Okay. Right. Thankfully, we had that notification at the top there. Oh, that's good. Okay, now, back to the task at hand. Getting enough bins for everybody. And for everyone to do or throw everything away that they possibly want to throw away. Let's just put a bin here as well. And then we'll have at the top here a bin. We'll have some bins on this side. Obviously people are going to be walking on this side. We don't want to have them accidentally falling over the bins. Although in theory it could happen. In the game it doesn't. We're just going to be putting the bins all along there. And then over here as well. Okay, nobody's walking here because there is nothing to see here yet. So, we do not have to worry about that. We're going to put a bin up here as well. Right. Now that we know how to put in onto the TV the burrow cam, I think let's actually continue doing that. Let's put that here. We're going to have a smallish screen. This is too big. 16 meters. This is too small. What size did I put there earlier? Was it the 4-meter one? This is too big. No. 32 meters. Definitely the 32 meters, right? Let's have a look here. Is this just a projection screen? This isn't... Oh, this can happen. This can work. There we go. Burrow 1. Now people can actually have a look and see what's happening in the burrows with the actual meerkats as well. Great. Okay. Right. Now that that's sorted, we have got an area. Oh, people need to give us their money here as well. Facilities. Money, 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 money. Guest facilities, money. Wherever people are congregating, we are going to be putting up donation boxes. Obviously, they are gathering around here. That and that. Okay. And then, I think there was a little platypus baby born, wasn't there? I just remembered something along those lines. Platypus. 4! They were babies! Oh my word, they were babies. When did I miss this? It was a long time ago. I suddenly remembered that they were babies. Camera. Oh my word. Look at that. Okay, so there's the mother and father. And then the little babies. So these little babies, as far as I recall, baby monotremes, so egg-laying mammals, the platypus and the echidnas, are called puggles. Puggles. And man, oh man, if that isn't a puggle, if ever I saw one. I mean, look at that little thing. So obviously, initially, they would have been eggs, tiny little eggs, small little eggs. Then they are born, and there goes mother or father off to go do whatever. And so there would be little eggs that hatch into these naked little babies, pretty much underdeveloped as well, pretty useless. And then the mother obviously gives them milk. Now, with mammals, most mammals, we have mammary glands, which is, of course, where the babies would latch onto a nipple and then suckle milk that way. The monotremes, and this is one of the many ways in which they are so weird, they have what we call a milk patch. which is literally just a piece on the skin that secretes milk. And these little guys just kind of drink it up from there, which is a really, really, really strange way to go about things. But yeah, they just kind of have a milk patch and drink up the milk in that way. Well, as I said, one of the many weird ways, or one of the many ways in which the platypus is really a strange creature. Is this the male or the female? Let's have a look here. That is the male. Now, technically, males are also venomous. Yes. Oh, yes. So, females are not venomous, but the males are. And they are venomous because, notice, on the hind feet, that spike over there, that is the venom spur, or venomous spur, a little spike that has got a venom gland, which will be located in the foot around here somewhere. And then it's got a little tube and it secretes, whenever it stabs things, it actually secretes venom in the process, which is used in fighting. They fight with one another, and I think they, as far as I recall, they try to subdue one another in the process, where they actually try to tire the other one out by pumping a whole bunch of venom into them. But at the same time, if you go and grab this thing and it scratches its hind foot along and manage to inject that into you, yep, you are going to have a very bad time with it's sharp, it's big, it stabs you and then puts venom into you. Yeah, not a good idea to go and try to grab these little guys. So just one of the many, many ways in which they are weird. One of the few venomous mammals in the world. Not the only one. There are solenodons, which are a type of mammal, weird, like shrew-like mammal, which also has got a venomous bite. Tenrecs, I think also, as far as I recall, which are shrew relatives from Madagascar. One of the species there, as far as I recall, also venomous, has got a somewhat venomous bite. And then, of course, the platypus over here, typical venomous, or really a venomous mammal. But yeah, I do quite like this exhibit. I never checked whether the platypus are actually happy with the terrain, because that could have been something to think about. Oh, I'm stuck under the stairs. I feel like Harry Potter. Stuck under the stairs here. Let's have a look here. How do you feel about your terrain? 2 little rocks, 2 little sand. Okay. And a lot of soil. Okay, so we need more rocks, we need more sand. We need less soil. Really interesting the choice to go for, but anyway, okay. Let's put in some more rocks. Like there's a whole band of rocks. Oh, there's some more babies being born with the meerkats. We'll put in some more sand over here as well. That should be alright now. Not sure what it looks like, but it should be alright. Animals, platypus, how are you feeling now about our terrain? Still not enough? Really? Oh my word. Okay, let's put in some more, shall we? Rock smooth. Let's go for smooth rocks. Let's not go as intense. Make sure we've got enough rocks. Really strange that they need so much rock. But anyway, so many rocks. Almost there. Of course, the sand is now becoming less. But yeah, there we go. Rock is now perfect. Okay, let's have a look. The inspector quite likes it. Yeah, 5 stars for all the exhibits, but only 3 stars for education. Well, at least he's alright, and there are no protesters to show him that there are things wrong with our zoo. I'm just going to put some sand over here as well. And, of course, another inspector just immediately decides, okay, time to pop up. Time to appear out of thin air. Let's just put some more sand in here. Of course, now the rocks, I think, are going to become too few. Rock is too little. Sand is alright. Let's just put, there we go. Rock up. Everything is now alright. Okay. Great. Okay, let's get some visiting player points. Say hello. Get like 20 points at a time. So just conservation points for us. That is just great. Okay, so that's 60 points. Yo, a lot of people are coming to the zoo now. Great stuff. I need a workshop. No, I do not need a workshop. I only need a workshop if I want to actually research stuff. Come to think of it, speaking of researching stuff, I think I should put some of my vets on researching. Let's research some things for the butterflies, because I really want to put in some nice things in the butterfly exhibits. Also put in the okapi and the platypus. I will keep the one vet on standby, just in case. Now the whole idea with the research here is that the vets go out into nature to actually go and look what the animals need, what they do in nature. Okay, now we of course have way too many flutterbys over here, way too many European peacocks. So let's just go here. Animals. I think it's the European peacock. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's just go into the Zoopedia and see how many we need, or how many they like being. 1 to 90. Do you want to tell me we've got more than 90? Do you really want to tell me we've got more than 90? I don't believe that. Come on. Oh, we have more than 90. We have 95. We have way too many. We're just going to move them into storage. And quickly go into storage just so that we don't have, and we're going to pause so we don't lose anything there, or then people are not upset there's nothing in there. And then we're just going to go. Oh my word! Okay, let's just sort for the European peacock. Because oh my word! Okay, we can. Let's put in 3 males. 1, 2, 3 males, and let's put in 3 award-winning females. Where are the perfect females? There's one there. There should be some more. There's one there. And one more. This one. Nice young one there. And let's send them into the zoo. Let's put them back into that enclosure. As for the rest, we're just going to get rid of them. At least we then have 6. Okay. And in our other little exhibit over here, social health. How many have we got here? 89. Yep, that's going to be a problem soon, but that's going to be a problem that Future will, in like 2 minutes, will have to sort out. For now, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay. Just here my phone has kind of switched off. There we go. I can see the chat again. Right. Okay. So, we have got a new exhibit over here. Well, a new habitat, not an exhibit, a habitat. Let's unpause again. Let's get the light over here. You guys are all buying hats, eh? Marvelous. Little rhino and wild dog hats. Lions. Spider hats. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen the hats. I don't think I've ever had a Hats Fantastic in my zoo. Okay, how are the animals doing in this enclosure? Now, of course, it becomes an issue of, okay, let's make sure that everybody is happy and remains alive. Now, what to put in? Moose, moose, moose. Okay. Specifically, especially for hunts, we are going to put in moose. So, animal trading. First, let's see how many do we need for our moose. And I'm thinking of putting it on this side, so that people can have a look and look at the platypus on the one side and the moose on the other. Let's just go into animal trading, see if there are any moose available. Let's have a look here. Any species? Let's just go scroll down to moose. Any? Oh, that's animal storage, animal market. That's what I'm looking for. Never mind. Let's go there. Oh, no wonder I couldn't find it. Moose. is a male for 3,000 conservation credits. That's probably like an amazing one. That's a relatively amazing one. How's this male? Oh, poor. This one's also not good. This one's a male. It's less. That's fine. Actually, I think let's adopt this male. Then we still need to wait for a female to come online. Not available. Okay. So, let's start building an enclosure. Speaking of which, Zoopedia, what does the height? At least 3 meters. Okay. That is fine. We can have barriers of at least here. Just like that. And now they can enter and hopefully not get trampled by the moose. Now, of course, we do need... Oh, I'm so looking forward to actually having a moose here. We need some water. We need a lot of water for them to actually swim. And we're going to put this... I think the theme we're going for with this is like... I always imagine like the Rockies. I've never been to the Rockies, but you know, I always imagine like the Rockies. And it would be these mountainous areas. And I don't know. I may be completely wrong. I may have the completely wrong idea of what it looks like, where moose also occur. But I always imagine like a pine forest with some mountains in the background, with some snow, and then the pine trees and all those things. As I said, never been there. I have no idea whether it actually looks like that. Probably doesn't. But yeah, we are going to have some moose in here. Nice watery area there for it. Oh, what does the inspector say? Yeah, education is alright, everything, cleanliness is good. I only really worry about whether the park is clean or not. Anyway, we're going to have this. Now, Zoopedia, tell us, what plants can we put in? North America, Europe and Asia. Yep, I always thought for some reason that the moose is confined to North America. But no, it actually occurs all along, but only in these, between these latitudes over here. Only really there, never below that point, nor right up in the Arctic Circle. So in the subarctic, I guess would be the term for that. That's where you would find them. Relatively high latitudes. But yeah, it's just this whole band. You can be accidentally killed by a moose. So it's dangerous to go out there. So yeah, it's tundra, taiga, tundra, temperate. That's what we are going for. North America, Europe and Asia. Now the idea here with this is I want to have that whole thing of a mountainous area. I do want to simulate that. So I'm going to put a bit of mountainous area over here. Let's actually make the size a bit bigger and the intensity a bit as well. And then just make the size smaller again. And we're just going to really make small size here as we try to make some jagged rocks here. Like that, I think. Really trying to make like little pinnacles up here. And the idea then is that we can actually use a cooler to make this climate up here cold enough that it can support the snow that we also want up here. This just looks kind of like a hand, but I guess it'll work. Anyway, let's roughen it up, shall we? Roughen. There we go. Now this looks better. More jagged, I guess. Perfect. Like this. This is going to come along nicely. Okay. Let's paint snow up here. And not 100% intensity. Let's go for 50% intensity. Just going to dust the snow up here at the top. Yeah, this could work. All right. Okay, why is the snow not showing? Maybe it's because it is not cold enough to support it. So let's actually put in facilities. It's habitat. It is heaters and coolers. It's a cooler. Yeah, this is way too hot up here. let's make this really cold. And let's make the range. I think it needs power in order to be operational. So I guess let's first put in power. Facilities, power. I figured it would need some power. We're going to go, this is going to be behind the scenes. So it doesn't matter. No, I don't want to do that. I want to be as economically friendly as possible. Eco-friendly, or not economically, as environmentally friendly as possible. So we're going to go like this. We're going to put a wind turbine in here, and that should now run that if we connect it to the paths. Okay, let's have a look here. We're just going to go for a 4-meter one. Just go like that, and we just go down and connect it up all along the side here. Like that. Now, there should be power here. And that means we should be able to adjust the range. Anyway, I guess let's see whether it actually cools it down. It does. Okay, so can we now put snow in? I don't know why snow is not showing. Unless I actually have the snow hovering over here, it's not showing. It is because it is too hot. Like now, if I put this away, you can see that the snow actually does stay up here, and that's because it is now officially cold enough. Okay, great stuff. Just going to remove some of the snow. It looks a little bit too unnatural. Just a light dusting of snow. That doesn't really matter what it looks like at the back here. We are going to set the range up like that. Brilliant. Okay. Now, the snow is going to creep down. And now we can put in some trees. Wonderful. Oh my word, I'm so excited. Okay. So, we don't need large anymore. But what we do need, the continents, we need North America, Europe, Asia. Biomes, we need taiga, tundra, and temperate, technically. So, let's have a look here. Aleppo pine. Let's align to surface. Let's remove that. Bold cypress. This one could have growing more along the water itself. Let's have it like that. We don't need many. I think 2 would be sufficient. Really big trees. But I need some kind of... Well, beech could work. Like a small little deciduous type tree. Which would drop its leaves in winter. Technically, I think beech trees drop their leaves in winter. I'm not familiar with beeches that much. We don't... Well, I live in a place which... We've got the ocean. We've got that type of beech. We do not have beech trees here. Yeah. So, in terms of the question, hello there, Steel Airship. So, welcome to the chat there. You just got this game free from a Reddit giveaway. That's awesome, man. That is like an amazing giveaway to get, I believe. So, would you say this is good for someone who loves the old Zoo Tycoon games but doesn't have a lot of creativity to build complex stuff? So, question. There's a good question that. If you enjoyed Zoo Tycoon, this is like Zoo Tycoon on steroids, and you can make amazing stuff. Like I'm very basic at what I'm building. Like you start out with just little shops. You can have a little shop, little thing, and it can work. Like we have technically got over here. Like you can literally just plop down a shop like this. It would work. But you obviously want it to look nice, and you can therefore make this. You can put everything as you come to grips with how it works. You can actually put everything together yourself. But there is something that is very nice, and that is that if you do not want to, or if you're not able to, if you don't think you're creative enough to actually build all these things from scratch, you can actually just go with blueprints. Up here, you can say blueprints only. And if you then look here, you can find already made blueprints. So for example, you can have this building that's already made. If you actually go to facilities over here, let's go facilities, guest facilities. Let's say we want drinks, a drink store, right? Let's just get rid of that. And let's say blueprints, we choose blueprints only. If you want a nice little shop, voila. There is a gulpy, already made, signs and everything. There is a big thing, like a big restaurant place that you can set up there. There's another restaurant. All these blueprints are already uploaded. And if you go into the Steam workshop, you can find all kinds of other blueprints as well. I mean, there's just that one. If you look at food stalls, you can have this one. And if you, for example, there's another European restaurant again. There's Bernie's bake shop, again, made from scratch by someone that uploaded it, or it was made, I think in this case it was made by Frontier to actually, have something available as a blueprint. But you can also make your own blueprints and put it up on the Steam workshop and people can get it from there, or you can get blueprints from there. So in terms of creativity, if you feel that you may not be as creative to actually build things like this, but you just want to make one hell of an awesome park, then definitely it is still worth it to actually get it. It's really, in my opinion, it really is a marvelous game. And I played Zoo Tycoon 1 back in the day. Zoo Tycoon 1, I think, is the one that I had. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. And this game, yes, it can be extremely complex, but if you play in sandbox, you don't have to worry too much about that. You can put breeding off, so you don't have to, like I technically have again, have to worry too much about things like your animals being too many. They can support... What is the welfare? Why is it so low? Cleanliness. Okay, never mind. You can set all kinds of things off or on to make it easier to just focus on making an awesome park. And that in itself is really just amazing. Overall, I think I've got so many hours in this game already, and I haven't even scratched the surface yet. It definitely will keep you entertained for a very, very long time as well. That's for sure. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. But yeah, definitely really an awesome game. Welcome to the Planet Zoo family. It's a very, very interesting game to play, and really an awesome game. For me, it's a lot of fun to also have this as I'm going to take that one out. To have this as the game that I'm playing now in the live streams as well. Because, yeah, then we're just playing around a little bit, seeing what we can come up with, seeing what we can put in. We're going to put in another little spruce tree. You see, I did tell you that I think that I always imagine that where moose are, you'll have all these trees just growing everywhere. These typical pine tree type things, these conifers. Not a true pine in this case, this is a spruce tree, but close enough. It's a conifer. It's a gymnosperm as well, a little cone-bearing plant. I'm going to put a little baby here because every tree needs another friend. There we go, this looks alright. Looks halfway decent. Are we going to just put a little spruce tree over there as well? Going to put some bramble up here just along the base. Yeah, the blueprint feature really is amazing, and I haven't even delved really that much into it yet. I know you can also, there are so many mods as well, and that one kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. That will be better. I've also delved in the past a little bit, but every time there's a new pack that comes out, things get mixed around a little bit, and then the mods have to be uploaded again. But if, for example, you have a certain DLC, let's say, for example, the Africa DLC, you get a whole bunch of animals with that, or you get some animals with that, and then there are some mods that will actually take those animals and reskin them and actually put them up as more animals. So up until recently, the only way you could have a Red River hog, which is Potamacurus something-something-something-us, where is the Red River hog? I know the bush pig, which we have here where I am, that's Potamacurus larvatus. But the Red River hog here, Potamacurus porcus. I should have known that. Porcus is pig. But in this thing, you could only have as a, or from a mod that took, I think they took the wild boar. I think there is wild boar. There should be wild boar in here. No, there isn't. Which pig have they got? They've got the Babirusa, that they have. No. Okay, anyway, Babirusa. They took, I think they probably used the Babirusa and reskinned that. And that way you could actually have the red river hog, which is, of course, this guy over here. But now, Frontier, the developers of Planet Zoo, has actually released the red river hog, and you can now get that in the one DLC pack. I will tell you that you can spend a lot of money on this game if you're not careful in getting all the DLCs, and I may be speaking from experience there. Nonetheless, it is completely worth it. Yeah, completely worth it. I really, really, really like this game, and it's so relaxing as well. You can just put up some of your favorite tunes and just relax and build a park and see where the wind takes you in your little park that you are making. We're just going to put that there. We need to put in some rocks. We're going to put in some rocks in a moment. Going to, I think, let's see. There has been a tree. A bigger tree stump. Scots pine. Scots pine. There we go. So there is a Scots pine over here. There's a trunk. Have we got the tree? The Scots pine. There we go. We have got the Scots pine. And this tree, let's say, has kind of fallen over. It's just no, I don't think we've got that broken Scots pine. Actually, let's just put that there. There we go. There's a nice little dead tree. Perfect. Okay. something is, yeah. So you'll find that whenever I am not completely sure about the scientific name of something, I will, if I know the genus name, I'll give the genus name, like Potamacurus, and then somethingest. Or Trashbirdensis, or something that sounds scientific but definitely is not. Why is there a floating tree in my exhibit? I did not order a floating tree. We're just going to put this little guy, and let's say that it happened to have some babies germinating under it. Now normally baby trees shouldn't be germinating under the parents. They don't necessarily want that because these are now competitors. But in this case, it's a whole cluster. For some reason, this Scots pine over here has actually dropped all its leaves down to the bottom, and now they have germinated. Normally, trees or plants, adults actually want their seeds as far away as possible from where they are, so that they have their genetics dispersed all over the place, but they are not competing with their offspring. Same reason our parents send us out of the house when we reach a certain age. They do not want to continue giving us food. They want us to go and fend for ourselves. I'm just going to put another little broken tree up here because it looks nice. Now, the height of this is not high enough. Yep, it needs to go up. It needs to be at least 3 meters tall. Where have we got a problem? Where have we got a problem? Over here. Well, I don't think the moose are going to fit through there. If they do, they're going to just go and swim with the platypus, and that is perfectly fine. We are just going to take this one and make it slightly. We can make it higher. Let's just go up to 3. Okay, and then we'll take this and we go all around the area where the moose are more likely to actually escape. We'll just put that up to 3 meters. Where on earth are we battling now? Probably this one here. So if we just take this back there, can we? No, we can't. Where on earth is it struggling? No. Oh, it is with that. Okay. Let's remove this there. Let's shift all of this. There we go. Okay, now our walls are high enough. Perfect. Hopefully now the moose will not escape. Because for a massive creature like that, they can jump surprisingly high. We have in South Africa, we've got the eland, which I think it is actually in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Eland. Have we got it? No, we do not. Oh, that was also one of the mod animals. The eland can be, I think, 900 kilograms, yet it will jump over a 2.4 meter fence, I think, easily. Like up to here, it can just whoops, jump over. For a creature that weighs almost a ton, it's just astounding. And same with the moose. So, I'm trying to think. Did we get the moose? We did get a moose. We got a male. This one is another male. No, we don't want a... Oh, this is the one that we got. Let's refresh list. There's a female. She's not that good. No, that's horrible. It's a tiny little one. This one doesn't have immunity. This one is not long-lived. They're all quite poor. We do not want them. Okay, so let us... I guess... Wait, let's go here. Hello, Memphis. Memphis has just kind of plopped down next to me. Hello, Sian. Just gonna show Memphis again. Come on. I know you want some food. Ooh, Memphis wants to really eat something again, but he first has to say hello to everybody. And he is actually purring. Hello, Sian. Oh, he is the biggest, most adorable, chunky man ever. Hey, Memphis. Oh, I love this cat of mine. He is such a big old softie. And as you could see, he loves eating. So yeah, he is just feasting next to me over here. Anyway, what we need to do is we need to make a little lookout over here as well, I think. Maybe. I think we should do that. Let's just move the dustbin out of the way so that we can have our path going up here. Can we? Can we get one going up, please? Like that? Wait. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Like that we could get it. Okay. Now, I want the boardwalk again, but I want to have a raised section over here. Go on. There we go. Like that. And we're just going to have it like that. I'm going to go for angle snap again. There we go. Okay. Right. But Steel Airship, if you're still here, if you actually are wondering about how to do a lot of things in this game, there are thankfully also so many tutorials online of how to do certain things that it really makes it so easy to figure out how to build certain things. Like this little viewpoint that I've made here. There are some amazing videos, tutorials online, on YouTube in particular, that will tell you exactly how to make this. I mean, this is just... I would love to go to a zoo that you can just walk along here, along the boardwalk, and look down over there, and then you get to this little point, you go, ooh, let's have a look up here. And you just run up here, look around, and you've got a view like this. Oh my word. Like, I love the exhibits you can build in this game. Even if it is just quickly hammering a bunch of things together, you can make quite a nice exhibit. Okay, so let's bring in our moose, shall we? Oh, rewarded. What reward have I got? Reduce crime. Okay, thank you. That gives me money. Animal trading. Why have I got... Oh, you do not have rewards. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that I don't have rewards. Let's bring in our moose. Send to zoo. Bring him in here. And we are going to just quickly get some food and water for our moose. There we go. Species, moose. Moose, where are you? There you go, moose. Right. In terms of water, I don't think we need water because there is a whole bunch of water right over there. So we are not stressing about water. We are, however, going to put a large food bowl in because the moose is going to want that. We are also going to put in some bedding because the moose will want to have a dry spot to actually sleep. And the dry spot is going to be right under here. Right under the walkway. A nice spot to actually go and sleep. So we're just going to put down some bedding for it over here. And not stress too much about whether we have built it a shelter or not. Okay, so that's a nice place to sleep. They can spend some time down there. They can come over here. Let's have enrichment. What have we got? A scent marker. Okay, well, we'll put that over there. We can have... Oh, the scratching tree. Maybe, yeah, this one. Now, the Scots pine scratching tree really fits perfectly. And we are going to, we're going to move this tree. This beech sapling, we're just going to move to over here. We're actually going to plant it in this old stump. Because sometimes you do find that in the center of a random stump, you'll find a random tree growing there that's not the same species. Recently, we saw a tree that had another tree growing in it. I think it was Nick, Ozzy, and I that went out into botanical gardens in the town that we are in. And there we actually saw a tree trunk, a dead trunk. Yeah, it was. We went mushroom foraging in the area and we found a little tree trunk with a Scots pine growing in it. Well, not a Scots pine. We found a different tree growing in it. I was getting distracted by the Scotch pine there. There, that's what we want. We want this scratching Scotch pine. And that just blends in perfectly. Okay, right. What else? We've got a robbing pillar. We don't need that. In terms of food, hanging grazer feeder. Yep, this is going to so be used by it. I'm pretty sure. Okay, right. So I think we have everything except the actual terrain ready. And for that, we need the actual animal. So, let us just quickly delete the pathway there. We are just going to put that off and have that like that. Just have that like that. Just twisting around, we'll have a little rock feature in the center here. And of course that looks weird, so we're just going to go like that and make it like that. There we go. Okay, perfect. Here comes our moose. Ah, what an awesome creature. Now, let's quickly have a look. What do you think of your environment? There's too much rock over here. Okay, too much rock. That's the central part. That's the problem that it is having. Well, okay. It doesn't care how much grass it has in the enclosure. Well, that's great. Doesn't care how much snow it has in the enclosure. We can make this entire enclosure snow. And it will be happy. Okay. Right, so soil. Soil, that's what we can put in the central part. Okay, so terrain. Let's go for soil. All over here. Let's just make this exhibit good enough for this creature. Right. Lots and lots of soil. We need to bring the rock down. I don't know how we're going to bring the rock down, but we're going to bring the rock down. There we go. Bunch of soil. Just make sure that, yeah, the soil is still alright. Soil, we can also put in some lighter soil patches because very rarely will you just have like one type of soil in an area. You'll have a mixture, and we're simulating that here. Now with this, I think we need to actually put in a lot of short grass first to get rid of lots and lots of the rocks that's up here. Only really leave the rocks for certain rocky parts. Let's just get rid of some of the rocks here. Now the rocks are not too much. That's great. We are going to repaint the snow in a moment. We're just sorting this out so that we can put in some rough rocks again. Rough. Just put that just so that it shines through a little bit here up in the mountains. Doesn't matter here really here in the back, but just in case we do expand here later, we're still going to have that. And then of course we are going to have some snow. Quite a heavy snowfall in the valleys here. And along the peaks here. I grew up in an area that, I think I may have dusted snow all over the place there at the back, but anyway. I grew up in an area that we have one big mountain in the area, and during winter that mountain does have snow. But we generally do not have a lot of snow here in South Africa. There are some mountainous areas that, yes, you will find snow there, but this is not really something we are used to as South Africans. we know the heat, and we know a lot of other things, but we do not really know about the snow, which is weird. I mean, if you grew up in an area that has got snow, then this may be strange. But yep, we do not know snow, unless you happen to grow up in an area that actually has a mountain range present. But yeah, there we go. So this is now a very, very snowy environment at the top there. This little guy, he is quite happy. Oh, he's got enough hard shelter. Well, that's marvelous, isn't it? Okay, so his terrain is great. Let's have a look here. In terms of enrichment, 100%. Oh, that's marvelous. Habitat, cleanliness, okay, plants. You don't complain about the plants, okay? The plants are good. Plants make it look nice. The environment here, coverage doesn't really matter how dense it is. Well, that's great. I could technically make it an extremely dense forest, and the moose would still be happy. And for a massive animal like this, okay, there we go, like this, it can survive in very, very dense environments. Oh, listen to that. Oh, what a beautiful creature. Of course, these massive antlers, as far as I recall, typical antlers in that they fall off at the end of the breeding season and then have to regrow it. I think the moose will also do that. I'm not that familiar with the moose, but at least this is a massive creature. Look at this. It can almost gore the people on the path. That is astounding. But yeah, so typical, if it is antlers, and I think there are antlers. If there are antlers, then of course it will fall off and it has to regrow. There's a difference between deer and antelope. Antelope will have horns, which are projections of the skull that actually grow and are then covered by keratin, whereas the antlers are completely keratinized. It's not bone per se that forms a lot of this. Maybe it is. I'll have to double check that. But the horns are permanent, whereas antlers will fall off during at the end of the breeding season. What on earth happened to this one over there? There seems to be some scars over there. That is quite strange. Nonetheless, he is quite happy. Okay, so now people can also come and visit this little area, and we are, as a result, going to ask them for money. Because this is an awesome creature to see. It eats a lot, and we therefore need to charge people or ask them to please donate us some money. Let's go and take this and put this up here as well. Nice little information board that will tell people about the moose. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now he is currently hiding over there, so people don't really know that there is a massive creature there, but yep. If this tree were out of the way, then maybe. But there we go, he is coming out into the open shortly. There we go, people, come. Look at him on this side. Or not. Okay, just in case people are watching him from this side, we're also going to ask them money for that. Please, wherever you are standing, please give us money. Let's have a look here. Vet research. Okay, they're telling me there are no ATMs. Like, really? ATMs have not really been my priority, let's put it that way. Put an ATM over there, and now there is an ATM. Okay. Let's see, vet research done for those levels. That's great, they are carrying on. They should almost be done. Okay, now the thing is, with the vet research, what this gives us is some more information when you are putting up your educational boards. What is happening is that it gives the people more education about the animals. The higher your fun facts are, the better. So when level 2 has finished researching, we'll have another fun fact on there, which also helps us learn more about the creatures. There'll be more breeding research. I do not know what that does. And there'll be an education bonus, meaning that there will be some kind of extra bonus. I think a 50% bonus to the education value of boards put in here. Now, we can actually put in some things here for the Menelaus. Oh no, these are the peacocks. Oh, these are the peacocks. Oh, we've got the blue Menelaus there. Yeah, Menelaus blue morpho. Okay, for them. Oh, we are so going to put in that We can't put in that. It doesn't really matter if we put in more. But the ripe fruits, which are... Where on earth are the ripe fruits? Should be here somewhere. I do not know where the ripe fruits have been put. Let's walk through this exhibit, because there's a reason why I've put in ripe fruits here. And that is that because these butterflies actually will be feeding mostly on overripe or rotting fruit. Oh, that's where it would be. Ah, okay, marvelous. Okay. Let's have a look here. So here are the rotting fruit. Oh, there we go. We can't do anything to that. That is just put in a random spot. Okay. So with the Menelaus blue morpho, right? What will happen is they really love going for rotting fruit. And a lot of the butterflies in the Nymphalidae family, which is the family that contains this blue morpho butterfly, as well as some of the other ones in southern Africa known as the emperors or the caraxes, what will happen there is they are attracted to the alcohol in the sugars. Now, butterflies make perfect students because they are all alcoholics. A lot of them at least are. The Nymphalidae really are alcoholics. So what will happen is they will smell the alcohol and really go for that. We used to trap butterflies. When I started my PhD, we did this quite a bit to collect data on which butterflies are located in which forest patches, where you have a specific butterfly trap, which is a long cylinder of a mosquito type, or mosquito net type, basically, material on the outside. And then at the bottom, you have a flat disc, which extends beyond this column of mosquito netting. And then you'd have on that disc, in the inside of the trap, you'll have a little dish, which will have a whole bunch of rotting, well, banana mush, we used to call it. Basically, we made our own banana beer, where you take bananas and you mush it up, you put yeast and sugar in it, and then you wait 3 days for it to really ferment. And then you put that out in the little dish, and then the butterflies actually come into the trap. And there's a little opening all along the side. The butterfly will land on the plank, crawl underneath the cylinder, land on the or go in the inside, drink, and then just fly up. And you could go and collect them for that way quite a bit. And Nymphalidae, or I think most of the Nymphalidae butterflies, really love going for that. What we did find that would go for that banana mush more than the butterflies would be flies. And so many times I stick my head in there with about 1,000 flies, just all kinds of fruit flies, big flies, small flies, all kinds of flies, just kind of buzzing around me, like literally hundreds of them. And I had to go and count, more or less, how many they were in that little trap, which was interesting, to say the least. Let's have a look here. I think we are now going to have too many meerkats. I think the meerkats are going to be slightly upset about life now. Still not? How many have we got? We have got quite a few meerkats, and yet they are still happy. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's have a look. We have 4 warthogs. And we've got 15 meerkats. That should be almost too many. Almost too many. I think it's because there are quite a few babies over here that we do not have any problems yet. As soon as these babies become adults, yeah, then we are going to have a whole bunch of problems. But yeah, Ozzy, as you also say, the moose are really much larger than we would anticipate. Like it's taller than a rhino, and the rhinos are big. This thing is beyond big. This thing is massive. Yes, you are massive. You massive beastie. Yeah, that's cool. We now have our first little moose. We have our first moose. Oh my word, is this snowfall? This is snowfall. Something tells me our meerkats and our platypus are not going to be happy about the snow and the temperature. Are we in? Yeah, we are in winter. Oh dear. Okay. Right, we're going to have to heat this up. Let's see, terrain. Oh man, you already... too little rocks, too little sand, too much snow. Ah, that is going to be the problem, isn't it? Okay, fine. Let's have a look here. Where do we have power? Almost everywhere. Okay. In that case, we're going to put a heater up here. We're going to put a heater up in here. And then we'll see whether that does the trick. Okay. Heater somewhere where there is power. Let's put the heater up over here. And we'll put a... So yeah, that is in the power zone. And we'll put another heater up here. Also, this will also keep the people nice and happy and toasty. And we are going to just put up another heater over here as well. Because we can. And that way, it should actually bring it up nicely. Just going to warm it, but not too warm. We're just going to go for a nice, mild 27 degrees. We're going to go, yeah, big range on that. There's the heater, okay. Just wondering where on earth is the heater? Okay, how are the animals feeling about all this now? Let's just call the mechanic. Fix the fencing for us, please. Animals. Platypus. Terrain. Still too much snow. Oh, don't worry, the snow is going to go away in a moment, little one. Oh my word, it is a white Christmas. Okay. Right, obviously the animals over here are not going to be happy about this either. So, let us put in some heaters, shall we? We're going to put a heater over here. We're going to put a heater over here. We're going to put a heater over here. And we're going to put a heater behind the rocks over there. The peafowl, same thing. And then, of course, I think the peafowl may still be alright in the snow. Maybe, maybe not. But we're going to put it up in any case. People are also going to appreciate the fact that it's nice and mild wherever we are. And we're just going to put that there, hide it away a little bit. Going to really cost us electricity. Yeah, I'm not sure where, I can't remember whether electricity costs are actually something to worry about in this game, but if it is, then yeah, this is going to really cost us. Nonetheless, we are doing what we can to keep our animals nice and happy. And our visitors as well. Why is this one floating? I don't want a floating one. I want this one to be down ground level. There we go. Okay, this should now help with the cold. Immediately you can see it's receding. I think we need one more there. That. How much snow have we still got in our enclosure here? Have we got any snow still? In this one, 31%. Oh my word. This one, 22% snow. Oh my word. Okay. This is going to be a slight challenge, isn't it? The snow. Right. How are you guys feeling about all this? Hello, Abeke. Abeke? Yeah, you're just ruminating, aren't you? Of course, Okapi. Hey, hello, you're frolicking in the snow. You thinking the snow is weird and fun, eh? You're not mating, are you? No. You're just playing. Oh my word, look at that. I hope you're playing. I hope you're not fighting. Oh, that looks quite vicious. That may be fighting. Now, I wonder why on earth are they fighting? The outsider. That's why. Okay. So, this here is a female. Interesting. And that one is another female. You see, in many of the forest species, you'll have a male and a female holding a territory. Now, Okapi are quite threatened. Let's have a look and see what the Zoopedia says. But yeah, they are endangered. There really are not a lot of them in the wild. So, we are going to release this Okapi back into the wild. Obviously, she is the outsider here. Sanura is the daughter of Abeke over here. Not the Viola, the Abeke over here. Abeke is the mother. And the female over here is her daughter. Now, in many of the forest species, you'll have a male and a female defending a territory. You won't have the young staying with the mother and father for an extended period of time. This one is already 2.5 years old, 2.5 years old. So obviously it is time for her to go out into the wild. And we are going to release her. Now, for a creature that is endangered, this is really not a lot of points. Anyway, like 4-star conservation status. So we're going to release Sanura. She is going to be running free somewhere out in the wild. Okay. Let's see, how are things going here with the animals? Pansha, how are you feeling? In terms of terrain, yeah, there's too much snow. Sorry about that. Can't do much about that. I'm going to have to do something about that off screen for next time. Yeah, the plants, you are going to have to deal with a whole lot of plants here. This is just how life is now. In terms of socialness, how are you feeling about social? Yeah, not too many. That's great. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is looking quite beautiful though, this winter wonderland that we've got over here. Anyway, how are you all feeling about the snow? I don't think the warthogs are going to like the snow. Too little grass and there's too much snow. Yeah, you see, we don't have snow in Africa. It may have been a bad idea to put a whole bunch of African and Australian creatures into an area that currently is getting snow. I forgot that it's not tropical Asia, this is temperate Asia. So maybe we should be focusing more on some kind of temperate creature that can handle the snow. So, that being said, let's go. It's going to be a habitat creature. We want temperate or taiga or tundra. Something that can handle the cold. Maybe we remove temperate. Let's have a look here. Ibex, Amur leopard. Amur leopard would be amazing to have. Cougar, yeah. Eurasian lynx. Grey seal, brown bear, Japanese macaque. That's quite an interesting one to also include. King penguins. Moose we have now, thankfully. North American beaver. That could be an interesting rodent to have. Castor canadensis. Castor is the obviously name for beaver, and canadensis of Canada. That would really fit with the moose theme. Although it wouldn't go well with the moose. Let's see, does the moose actually have... Nope, they do not benefit from sharing with any other species. Okay, interesting. I'm wondering, a beaver and raccoon mixed species exhibit. Pronghorn and bison? Maybe. Red deer. Wondering, red deer, that's from Europe, because on the Isle of Rum, which is somewhere in the UK, they've got a whole study done on the red deer there. They have got cohort studies. They've monitored every single individual there since the 1960s, I believe it is. So really quite interesting. Red panda. Now, this is a very interesting one to also include, perhaps. Maybe. We'll think about it. We do not have a bird yet. Vulnerable. This is a more conservation-orientated species to include than something like a raccoon, which is least concern, beaver, which is least concern. The red-crowned crane at least are almost endangered, which means that only 2,300 in the wild. That's not a lot. So, I think we are going to have red-crowned cranes. We don't have any birds in our enclosure or in our zoo yet. So, Japan, Korea, China, Mongolia, Russia. So that's where they would occur. They are in the wetland type ecosystems. We can have quite a few of them. 4 to 80. Oh my word. You can really have a whole mixed flock of these guys. Let's see. If we start out with 10, we don't even need a massive area. Right. I think we should have them here. I think we should start expanding a little bit more to the side. And I think we are going to have the red-crowned cranes in there. Let's just have a look here. How are the social health? Still alright? Yeah, nothing there, nothing happening with the puff adders yet. Okay, great. So we are going to have a nice little exhibit over here. Now, how to go about doing this? First of all, let's start with the walls. They need relatively large. Technically, they would technically need to be included in a or enclosed in a massive area, but let's say they don't. Let's see here. They need. What is the enclosure details? That's natural habitat, species data. It should be in here somewhere. Or not. Normally, it would put it here somewhere. What type of fencing? There we go. That's the fencing. Okay. Let's have a look here. Grade 1, more than 1 meters. I can't believe I didn't spot that. Okay. Barriers. Let's go. Red brick is so old-fashioned. Let's go for steel mesh. At least then people will be able to see all the way. Although that also does detract from it. Let's go wooden logs. Wooden logs all the way. I love my wooden logs. So we're just going to have like this. And then we're actually going to have people can actually go like this and extend in a little bit. We're going to have the enclosure around like that. Yeah. And then in the center here we can have like a tree or a little garden or something along those lines. I'll still see what I'll put in there. We're going with logs. It's as natural as we possibly can get. We just have to keep track of where all the paths are. I forgot I removed the curbs off the paths. So we can't really see where the paths are, but that's alright. We're just going to make do with this. And then we're just going to go like this. And in this way, people will be able to really have a good look at our red-crowned cranes. So cranes, the Grus family, I think it is. I wonder whether are they in the same genus, Grus? Yeah, Grus japonensis. In South Africa, we've got Grus paradisia, which is our national bird, or paradisium actually, which is our national bird, the blue crane. That's the common name for that one, Grus paradisia, or paradisium. Quite cool birds. We are just going to put this as another little thingamajig. Oh, come on. Flattened terrain, 4 meters, please. Why on earth can we not set this here? Again with the issues. Path support, let's remove everything. Okay, now we don't want flattened terrain. I'll never understand the pathing systems in this game. Nonetheless, what we are going to do is we're going to have a nice little moat in front here, and it's going to be a typical wetland ecosystem. That is what we are going to be going for here. So let's go like this. Just dig down, dig a little moat in the front here. All the way around. Nice little moat for us. The thing is, of course, that these birds would technically be able to fly. So in order to keep them in captivity like this, you would need to clip their wings to some extent. And that will, of course... there we go. That will, of course, keep them more or less inside. We're just going to make some wetlands over here, or wetland environments. Let's just smooth this out a little bit. Okay. I wonder whether the Grus japonensis, the red-crowned crane here, is actually migratory or not. If it is, we shouldn't really be having a snow-filled environment. If it isn't, then snow-filled is fine. Because if it is a migratory species, what will happen is it will be in the areas that have got snow during winter, and then it will be elsewhere during the rest of the time. We're just going to go with this. I've got no idea whether I spoke any sense whatsoever there now. I just kind of zoned out. That can be dangerous, so we'll see whether I made any sense whatsoever. Anyway, let's go water. Let's put in water like that. Okay, so what we have, we've got a few. So we've got the area over here. The staff can still come in here. They can still walk along the side here, and they can still get to this side. I need to also just lower the intensity a little bit and actually push a little bit. Paint, auto paint. Just going to make a few more indentations over here, just so that it looks kind of like a almost shallow wetland, like a whole bunch of ponds. Just going to remove this. Just going to then smooth it out a little bit again, and then fill it with water once more. Like that and that and that. It doesn't look too marvelous, but we'll put a rock there and hide it. We'll hide our mistakes with rocks. Okay, that looks alright. Okay, great stuff. And of course my phone keeps on shutting down, so there we go. Okay, I can still see the chat and see whether anything is happening there. Hey, great stuff. Let's have a look here. What we need. We need to buy some red-crowned cranes. So maybe we should make sure that we actually get some before we set up shop here. There was an albino moose. Anyway, red-crowned crane. Them in. Okay, we've got 4 males. Oh my word. Okay. They're not the best. This one can work. This one can work. We'll work with these two for now. We will wait until more pop up, and then we will bring them in. In the meantime, we're going to actually unpause so that people can still walk around the park, the zoo, and have a look around. There is another person. I've already greeted that person. Okay, cool. Right. So we have this creature, the red-crowned crane, and it comes from Asia, and it is from the tundra, taiga, and temperate regions. Let's see, does it say whether it's like migratory? Yeah, there we go. Okay, it will spend its time on the tidal flats of eastern Russia, China, Mongolia, Korea, and Japan. Migrate and spend their summer in Russia, China, and Mongolia, and the winters in Korea and China. Probably in areas which has less snow, but yeah, they can probably still handle the snow. I just got the sad news that one of our butterflies has died. Now, this is one of the many thousands of butterflies that we have had that have now died. We'll look into their deaths a little bit later. For now, we need not North America, not Europe. We need Asia, taiga, temperate, and tundra. We don't want Scotch pines necessarily. We want, I think, having a cherry blossom tree would just really look amazing. I think we are going to have one that kind of just hangs over the water. Like this. I think we're going to just have it straight like that. Just kind of hanging over the water. That will look lovely. Yeah, we're just going to have it like this. And we don't need more than one. We just need one focus plant. We don't need sunflowers. We don't need cowberries. Let's have a look here. What else have we got? A yew tree. Don't really need many trees. This species over here would really not want a lot of vegetation cover, I think. They are more in the open areas. That's what they really are after. But they would do well with some Japanese macaques in there. Well, we're not going to have Japanese macaques yet. We will start getting primates later on. For now, we are just going to put in a rock. We need a rock. We need some kind of rock. A taiga rock. That's typical. That's a taiga rock. We are going to put that down here. And this is also going to be where we are going to put our food for the crowned crane. Red crowned crane. Red. Scrolling down. I wish we could just search the top there for red crowned crane, but there we go. We are just going to go red crowned crane like that. Okay, great stuff. We're going to go with food and water. Large food bowl. Just here, straight here on the rocks. The keeper should be able to come on here and actually do that. Water, there really shouldn't be a problem. We are going to put a solar panel up here. We're going to put a water filtration system in as well, which we are going to actually do now before we forget. Water treatment. Actually, water is being treated. The water falls within that radius, so that's fine. We don't need that. Oh, that's great. Right, anyway, so back to nature. Let's have a look here. I don't think they need a lot of rocks. I think they need more just grasses and nice looking things. Twin flower. We will have a little twin flower just kind of chilling by the rock here. This looks nice. That looks really nice. Nettles. These things are so tiny. You really need to have a tiny little exhibit and spend days and days and days and days getting all of these things to look nice. We are going to put in bigger things. We have bigger fish to fry. Don't want that. We want bramble, not necessarily. Champion moss, no. It's been a tree over there. And we are going to go black poplar. Yeah, let's put in black poplar as a nice little tree. Just twist it around like that. That should be fine. And there was a blackthorn? Yeah, blackthorn bush over here. Okay. Actually, there were a whole lump of them. There was a whole cluster of blackthorn trees or bushes. But it's dry now. Okay, great. Caribou moss, this is more, if you wanted to have reindeer, you would have caribou moss there. But some cattail. We really need some aquatic plants here. So let's put in some more bulrushes again. As we had right at the beginning of this episode, we had some bulrushes. Now again, we have some more. Like a nice little family of bulrushes at the back here. Ah, that looks nice. Okay. A dead tree, broken Scots pine, that could also work. Yeah. I don't think we need an ash tree. I don't think we need as many things. Saltwort. Ah, this is Russian tumbleweed. They call it common saltwort. Ah, this is Russian tumbleweed. Salsala kali. I would know that thing everywhere. Or anywhere. We are, however, just going to have a pretty little flower. A line to water. It's currently covered in snow, but we are going to have some water lilies later on. Just a nice little cluster of them. That. Yes, they would do nicely. Yew trees, cowberry bushes, no. Large tree, maybe a large tree. And then I think we're done with the trees. I think we can actually bring in our little crane and see how he feels about life. Animal trading. It's in animal storage. Reset all filters. This is, what is it called? It is the red crowned crane. There we go. These two males. Okay. First, let's actually put them into quarantine first. Let's just make sure that they are disease free, because you never know where they've been. Okay. And so suddenly the snow has gone away and everything's back to more or less normal. Let's have a look here. I need to at some point sort out all these animals. Make sure... What is this? Hungry. Goalkeeper. Come on, take care of our animals. This is for the meerkats. Where's the food for the piggies? Is this the food for the piggies, right? Yeah. There's no food here. Why is there no food in the warthog food container? Come on. There's a peafowl that is about to mature. Now, Myra over here is probably going to end up mating with her father if we are not careful. Now, the thing is, we can try to take all the little females out, or we can take out the male. Let's have a look here. We have... Oh, we've got 2 males. Okay, if we take Ayush, and we take Vianney, take the 2 males, and we take them into the wild. We release them, off they go. Okay, Ayush, don't think we can. No, we can't release him, but we can send him to the trade center. If we bring in a new male, we would technically be able to bring in new genetics, and we don't have to worry about inbreeding. But we also have so many peafowl that the question is, one has to consider, is it worthwhile bringing in a new male now? Look at all these people. They look quite happy. I mean, look at that smile. Look at all those smiles. Well, most of these smiles. They look so happy just to be able to see all the peafowl. That, yeah, I don't think we need to bring in another male here as well. But yeah, I think it's alright. Right, so we have thus far made a nice little enclosure over here. We've got 2 new animals over here. Quarantine passed. We now have 3 new animals in our zoo. We have got the red crown cranes, which are just coming in. We have got the moose, our 1 moose over here. Where is he? He's here somewhere. Oh, he's taking a nap. As long as it's not a permanent nap, it's alright. Why on earth is he always so full of scrapes, though? Why is there... What's wrong with the habitat? He has got major issues with the habitat. The temperature. It's too hot? What? Okay, fine. We will have to cool down the place. Okay. Let's see. What temperature range does the moose prefer? You see, there's never, ever a little a rest. There's no rest for the wicked. Status, enrichment, world records. No. Natural habitat. Minus 22 to 22, or to 20 degrees. Okay, what is our current temperature? I don't know. Environment. Okay, it can get too hot. Okay, during summer it can get too hot, and we may need to actually cool down this enclosure. Currently it's alright, I think. No, currently it is too hot. Okay, it is summer apparently now. Okay, so maybe we should cool down this place. Okay, fine. Let us do that. Okay. Cooler. We'll put this in here. We will put this one in here. And we will put this one in here. And we will not make it extremely cold. We're just going to bring it up to a nice 18 degrees. Which is not, like, really that bad. Okay. So let's just bring this up to 20 degrees. 21 degrees for that one. And this one, it's no power. Like South Africa, it's got no power. I'll just bring this one up to 18 degrees again. And then we'll put in a solar panel. One last one. Over here. And it should then fix the power problem for this general area. We're just going to plop that down there. And just so that people do not come and look at our solar panel, we're just going to plop down a staff bath over there. Okay. Well, it's progressing. Animals seem, or the people seem to be enjoying things like the platypus over here. They seem to be definitely enjoying the moose. A whole lot. I should charge people tickets to come onto the boardwalk here. Clearly, this is a very, very good spot to come and see the platypus. Where are they? Here somewhere. Probably in the water, chilling. Not sure. Anyway, platypus. Really such a weird creature. Okay, so we didn't get to actually build the exhibits here with the butterflies. That was kind of what I was hoping for. Okay, there is a platypus that is now an adult. Are we going to release this animal into the wild? Okay, surprisingly, it is not a threatened species, but it is relatively restricted in what type of habitat they can be in. So, yeah, that's all right. We are going to release it. We're getting quite a few conservation credits for our platypus over here. And then where's the other baby? This is the other baby, I believe. Yeah, that's the other young adult. Going to release into the wild as well. 298 credits. Well now, that is great. Okay, so finally some weirder animals released into the wild as well. Okay, cool. Let's have a look here. The red crown cranes, are you in yet? I'm not sure whether they are in. Let's have a look. Seem to be. Oh yeah, they are. Hello there. Too few adults. Yes, I know, but there were only males available and they were pretty useless. So you're the best of the lot. Okay, we need some hard shelter for them, of course. There's too little short grass. There's too much rock. Okay, we can fix that. The rest I do not care about. Environment coverage is fine. That's good. That's what we want to hear. So, okay, so this warthog is about to mature. As soon as the Nyao has matured, we are just going to release it into the wild as well. We are releasing a whole bunch of animals into the wild, that is for sure. Come Nyao, finish up maturing, please. I'm just checking to see whether Memphis is in the area, but he is not. I believe this one that is spinning right round is also basically ready to mature, yes. So Nyao and Bakari are ready to mature. Okay. For a moment I thought one of my peacocks had died, but no, it's just a butterfly. Okay, are you now almost? You should be mature. Should almost be mature. Come on. They keep on telling me, oh, this thing is about to mature, and then it takes like 20 minutes for them to actually mature. That's another butterfly that has died. That's alright. Okay, we were still busy here with this. Okay, let us just go and put in some short grass again here. Need less rocks. We can put in some tall grasses as well. Typical wetland grasses. Oh, hear those calls. It's as if they are happy. Hello. Hello, Akira. How is your habitat now? Hard shelter, yeah, still a problem. Still too much rock. Okay, still too many rocks. Let's try to fix that, shall we? Long grass you really like. So let's put in some more long grasses. Let's actually put up the intensity. That nice and green. Remove most of the rocks from this exhibit. Oh, there's too little short grass, okay. So, what is typical of these types of birds, these cranes, is that yes, they would need a mixture of shorter and taller grasses to find enough food to actually survive. Many species are very particular in what type of habitat they want. This area, actually, we can take this. These poor people are just staring at the log fence, hoping to see through. We are just going to change this all to one-way window. Yeah, the right way around. And now they will be able to see our red-crowned cranes, which are right in front here. Ah, so awesome. Let's see whether there were any females that have become available. Yes, okay. This female, oh, really bad. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, we are going to take this female, adopt her, and send her first to quarantine, just to make sure that she passes and she's alright. Okay. How many do they want? 4, I think. Species data 4. Okay, so minimum of 4. We only have 2. We're going to get 1 more. And then we're going to wait for another female to come in. Vet research is complete. Marvelous. For that butterfly, for the Menelaus blue morpho, platypus, and a carby. Brilliant. Okay. And again. Okay. Wonderful. This one is almost done, I think. Oh, no, I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Menelaus blue morpho butterfly. What can we still put in here? Oh, we can put in... Oh, wow. We can put in some enrichment here. The species we can put in here would most likely be species that they feed on. And yes, the Menelaus blue morpho does feed on Buddleia. That is one of the, most likely one of the larval host plants. And we're going to put in milkweed as well, because why not? Because the idea here is that the butterflies will actually lay their eggs on those species. Ah, our one warthog is dead. Ah, Salia. Salia, no. Okay, so we need a new female. So that means that here we're also going to have another little one. We're going to duplicate. That's going to be it. Just making sure that I can actually spell... there we go. Saliha is actually right on there. So I can just say that there. Aww. Saliha. And this was a warthog. A female, yeah, it was 17.2, I believe, or 17.3 years old. Died on, well, 8. Ah, shame. December, year 13. So it's been about 2 years since we actually had an animal died. This is, hopefully, I believe, it's old age. Let's have a look here. Died of old age. 17.2. Oh, okay, I underestimated her. 17.2 years old. Well, they are quite long-lived. Okay, 17.2, not 17.3. Okay, here we go. Hi, shame. Okay, Salia, you had a good life. You sired a few babies. And now, unfortunately, we have to bid you farewell. Let's see, have I got a warthog? Let's have a look here. Common warthog. I've got Eve, which is also expecting offspring. Well, she is really a poor candidate, but oh well, we are going to take what we can get, eh? So let's send her. Come on. Send to zoo to quarantine. Thank you. Right. Okay, Salia. Gonna miss you. Been good to have you around. And now, unfortunately, we have another plaque up on the wall. We, of course, are not going to have, for all the little baby butterflies that have died, we're not going to have that little plaques for them. Otherwise, there's going to be no wall whatsoever. But yeah, anyway, so the milkweed, the plant here, and the Buddleia, those are host plants where the butterfly will lay their eggs on the plant there, and then the caterpillars will hatch and feed on it. And by providing these host plants here, they are actually probably going to breed a little bit better, at least in theory. So that's those things. What else can we have? We can have a mister, a tropical fern, and another tropical fern. So this is going to probably provide some kind of like a a fogginess to this. Okay, who has? You have Chizu. Chizu, you are going to go in with the other ones over here. You are healthy. You are fine. Quarantine complete. Come and give birth in your new enclosure, Eve. Here we go. Okay, so she is healthy enough to actually do, or to go into this enclosure. Right. One more thing that we do need to put in here, of course. Since we have got people here that are looking at animals. Yep. Give us all your money, please. That should be alright. And then, of course, also, please use the dustbins. For this one, we're going to go with East Asia again. Here we go. Just because this is a species from Asia, we're just going to put some more Asian-themed dustbins there as well. Okay, Inspector. How are things looking here? 5 stars for Habitat 5, 5 stars for Habitat 2. Brilliant. Come on, are you looking at the beautiful TV? Massive TV right in front there. Let's see, adopt a habitat species. Yeah, we have done that. We have done so much. Increase European peacock education rating to 4%. Okay, well, we can do that. That is quite an easy quest to do. Let's just go into our view, explore over here. This is the European peacock, the exhibit with the butterflies. They are around here somewhere. We are going to put in facilities, education, exhibit, education board. And we're going to plop that down, I think, over here. And that is going to be with the European peacock. Right. And then we are going to, right above us, put a speaker to talk. There we go. Eve has just... Oh, she's going to drown her babies, aren't she? Isn't she? So she has just arrived in the environment and immediately she's decided to give birth to her babies in the water. Because that's how you do, I guess. How do you do, na 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 na. I have the weirdest song stuck in my head. Anyway, let's just move this slightly more down so that it's not speaking to the world at large, but rather to everybody in the actual enclosure. There we go, that could work. Right, like that. We are just going to make this about the European peacock. We're just going to say, okay, everybody in this general vicinity will hear about the European peacock. And I think we are going to have the education now go up a little bit. I suspect. Come on. Can't still be 0%. Talking nonsense here. How many European peacocks do I have in here? European peacocks. 84. Yep. Sounds about right. At the rate they are dying, it means that they are breeding like, well, butterflies, I guess. Oh, no. About to inbreed. You see, this is why we needed a male. But, however, as we are here, notice the bright colorations, of course, on the peacock over here. With the male peacock. This is one of the young ones. That's why I took the male out and then there were still babies. And, yeah, decided to try and breed with one of these siblings or mother or someone. Anyway, the bright coloration here. Now, you really would expect that the feathers here are actually green in color and orange and blue and stuff, but it's actually just the structure of the feather. I do believe I talked about it last time with the structural color, as it is called, the structural coloration, where the feather, the structure or the feather is structured in such a way that it actually refracts the sunlight and gives this amazing coloration. Now, while he is doing this, he is also going to rustle his feathers at the back here together to make a sound, especially as he brings his tail forward, he goes brings it forward, and in the process then the female over here goes, oh, I like this male, and yeah, then there's a chance that he's going to actually hopefully impress the female. In this case, please do not do this. Do not do this. Go into the wild, go and breed with individuals in the wild. You'll get 4 conservation credits because you are a useless male, but it's better than nothing. It's better than inbreeding, that's for sure. Okay, Ayush, off you go. Au revoir, Ayush. Let's just check whether we have another male in this enclosure. Oh, Pratyush. Pratyush, you're also. Release this animal into the wild. 5 points. Oh my word. Okay. We have. I don't think we've got any other males. Ayush is gone. Anyway, I'm not sure why Ayush is in the trade center there, but Ayush is no longer in this enclosure. I don't think we have any other males. It's just the peafowl or the peahens left in this enclosure. Right. But anyway, that is where we are going to end today, I believe. We've got some nice new exhibits. We've got our red-crowned cranes that are settling in. We've got our meerkats and warthogs still carrying on. New warthog, nonetheless, but we've got our peafowl sorted out. We've got some butterflies and the new little butterfly exhibit over there. Our okapis are going on, as always. And then we have our new exhibits, of course, or 2 more new exhibits. The platypus over here, duck-billed platypus. How many have we got, please? Okay, we still only have the 2. That's good. We don't have them breeding like rabbits. And then, of course, we've got our moose, our massive moose, right over here. So the zoo is starting to take shape, which is marvelous. Initially, I thought I was going to do 1 zoo in 1 4-hour stream. Yeah, I was a little bit over-optimistic with this. But nonetheless, the zoo is progressing and I am very, very happy about that. So thank you once again, everybody, for joining me during our stream today. Really great to have you all on board and watching the stream. And next week, then, we are going to carry on. And in the meantime, I'm going to think about what I can put in next. And I'm going to play around a bit and make the shops nice and work on some of the more other finer details of the zoo. So until next time, then, everybody, stay safe. Now, we'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.